This is the Infinity Summit Group. Truth, passion, success.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Infinity Summit Group podcast. Today is August 14th, 2023. Welcome, boys. We got a special guest on today, Case.
How we doing? Good to see you guys.
What's up? We got the OGs here, Noah,
Xavier,
Logan,
Jesse.
Welcome. Now, we'll jump right into this. We were just speaking about your one of your side hustles here. Very interested to hear more about this.
Oh, my feet pic side hustle. Yeah, well, it didn't last too long, but it was fun. It was fun taking pics, doing all that stuff. You get a lot of fucking creeps hitting you up, too. Like, you'll get all these weirdos like, what would you do? Like, would you touch me with your wiener? And you're like, how much you paying, dude? Like, don't even fucking talk to me unless you got a $500 fucking ready to fucking start this conversation. But then, you know, the weird thing is, too, is it's like, opening up fucking Pandora's box for everything. Like, I learned so much weird shit about sex that I didn't even know. And I'm like, we're talking about feet, man. Like, and then like, no, it's these kinks, man. Like, there's this one, and then, or like, findom and
What?
fucking findom, financial domination. They fucking send people money, and that's their fucking kink.
Oh, hell yeah.
I know. I'm
a
like,
fan.
I need to get, well, I need people to be my fans and send me the money or whatever the fuck they got, you know, but I don't know, like all these weird like kinks. And then, I don't know, that was a weird one for me. I was like, this is fucking odd. But you do make pretty good money if you get on the right shit. Don't, get on the good, what is that, the Feet Finder? Get on that shit. Don't get on the Feet Love or whatever the fuck it is on the Play Store, Apple Store. Just get on that real shit. Start posting some weird shit.
how much did you actually make through your duration of feet pick time?
I probably made like $200, $300. Like, I didn't go that long. I went like probably 5 nights of actually posting something. Wow. 2 of the nights were like junk, and then the next 3 nights, like the one night was literally $150. And you're like, what in the fuck happened?
From one
here?
person?
Yeah, one person.
Why did you stop?
Holy shit.
Well, because then I was talking to all the hot chicks online, and they're like, with me and my wife, we're on the fucking, like, they're called engagement groups. You get on there, like Twitter, X, whatever it's called now, and they have like these groups going, and they'll just talk like kind of like a podcast like this about what the hell they're doing. So you're watching all these bitches that make fuck tons of money, and you're like, oh, well, they say there's no market for me unless I want to pull my wiener out on OnlyFans. And it's like, Vanny, you want to make some money? But it's like, no, at the same time, you're like, do I really want to do that? But at the same time, you're like, $100,000 a month is pretty fucking hard to say no to.
That's wild.
Yeah, I don't know. There's some of the ladies on there too. Like one of the ladies, I can't remember their names, so I don't want to like name them out. But like one of the ladies is making like $10,000 a month, and she just has guys sending her money. She's the findom chick where she's like,
oh my gosh.
and like some of them will stomp on people's dicks and shit, and that's like that where they walk around in leashes and shit on there, and you're like, okay, well, what pays, I guess. But
So weird.
dude, I couldn't imagine doing it. Like, I just like walk around like a nice hotel, because you're not going to some fucking ganky ass place to walk somebody around. You're like, no, this guy paid me 10 G's. We're walking around Marriott, fucker. Here. We're walking around people you fucking know.
Yeah.
Or like some of them, dude, they want you to like ruin their life financially. They want you to like, they'll give you all their information. You can spend whatever money you want on shit. You'll negative their accounts, do all this shit, and people want that. It's like they want that weird stuff, and you're like, I don't think that's very healthy. Like, first off, draining somebody's financial. Like, how much money do you actually make to make this happen? Like, drain it to negative. It's like, do you got a fucking $1 million daddy or something? What the hell are you doing here?
What do you think? They're just so bored with their life, so they're just like, yeah, let's start over, have somebody drain all my accounts.
I don't know if it's boredom or just like they don't know how to spend their money right, or they never been loved as a kid or something, or like maybe they had those like divorced parents where they only bought them shit, so it's like now they're like, I should give you money and you'll try to touch my penis, and you're like, it's 50-50 with that, buddy. You gotta have a lot of money for that. You can't just be fucking tossing out $50 for somebody to touch a wiener. That's nothing.
Yeah.
Let's see, I just looked up the top 10 OnlyFans earners. It's Black China, number 1 at $20 million.
A month?
I don't think it's a month. Just
What's
over.
up? She want to collab? What's going on? I'll take 1% of that.
Tyga makes $7 million. What the flip?
What the?
And he's a dude.
I'm on. Let's go.
Yeah, let's do it.
Two-turn Tony. Where's he at? He's my favorite person to watch. Did you ever watch that guy's TikToks?
He's hilarious.
Is that the dude with the ducks?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's
Yeah.
fucking. Dude, my wife.
So bad.
You only like him because it's your lifestyle you want to live. I'm like, what's not wrong
So?
with spitting in people's faces and fucking having hot chicks around you? I don't even know what's going on.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Dude, he's sweet. Or like who's that other YouTube guy I just discovered the other day? He makes so he had rubber gloves, and he's like some nerd, Asian dude probably. Like, he is Asian, I'm just teasing. But anyway, he's Asian. He got this thing, grabs these like Visqueen gloves, like rubber gloves, and turns them into hot sauce. Because they have the same chemical. Yeah, it's fucking cool.
It's so cool.
Dude, I spent like the other night when I found him, I'm like 4 a.m. I'm like, oh my fuck, dude, you've opened my life to shit that I don't even know. Like vanilla was the other thing he used for the heat. Apparently vanilla has the same compound for the heat or whatever, and you don't ask me to explain it, but they get it down and they do it. And I'm
Chemist.
like, yeah, he's smart. It's cool. Or he made a pure chocolate chip cookie, like all the all the things, and then just combined it, and I was like, this is fucking interesting. I like this weird shit. I wish I could do that shit at my house. There's fucking. Let's turn my jizz into babies.
Grow it in a lab.
Yeah, Case, what are you doing? I got 6 more kids coming, Van. I got an idea. This one's going to be real smart. This one's going to be real strong. That would actually be pretty sweet.
Go to China.
Yeah. Hey, me and China got a lot of things in common. We want to be taller. And we're willing to fucking put genetics into it.
So feet pics are one of your side hustles, or it's a...
Well, it was.
It used to be. What do you do for your main job?
Oh, I work in events, so I set up people's weddings, tables, corporate parties, everything like that. I make your special day happen every time.
That's when we can shout out All Out Event Rental.
Yeah, All Out Event Rental, second biggest in Utah,
Good
going
rental
for
company.
first.
Are they just behind Diamond?
Yeah, just behind Diamond. As far as like rental equipment goes, as for party, yeah, we're the second biggest. But like, you have JP that do like conventions. They're bigger than us, and they're probably make about as much money as Diamond, Modern Display. All them, from what it sounds like, from what like some of our bosses are saying, like hiring them, that it seems like it's like a $40 million a year business so far in Utah, and it's only growing. Like now we just barely hit destination where people are flying their whole fucking families out here. Like that last wedding we just did, they flew like her groom was the football team of some fucking place. She was telling
For
us.
the timber track?
Yeah, that
Regis?
timber track. Yeah, her groom was like some football team place. They fucking flew everybody out there. It's actually trippy. You're like, how many fucking people are going to spend? Like, I spent zero money on my wedding. Like, my father-in-law obviously did it because it's his business, but, like, as far as money goes, like, probably, like, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 most. Maybe, I don't know, maybe $8,000.
That's what we did.
Yeah, and it's like, then you see these other, like, ones that are going for, like, $250,000 weddings. You're like, what the fuck type of different lifestyle are you guys living that I'm not? Like, how generational is this
Bet
shit?
you their parents had life insurance policies.
Oh,
Or their grandparents.
Probably.
So how did you get into that industry?
Fuck.
And do you enjoy it?
Oh, I actually do like events. I love parties because I like the whole party aspect. Fucking loved it in high school. Partied a lot. Did tons of shit. I would like to do like event planning eventually. I don't know. I'd maybe like to do it for like a year and a half, but I want to do those like exclusive as fuck ones where it's like I had an idea if we put a pontoon thing, like a huge 40 by 80 or 40 by 100 platform and like rigged it out so when the fucking ice froze on like Strawberry Lake or something, we could have an event fucking tent out there. And you just fucking,
cool.
boom, you go there. And it's only there for like, so many months. You get whatever use out of it. We drop it. And then the next, I don't know. And I would do tons of other different events. It'd be sweet to do like, I don't know, fucking way extravagant ones where people are like, dude, I want you to surprise the shit out of me. I'm like, oh, dude, I can make
Here's
a
$5 million.
Yeah, like, or I don't even that. Fucking, here's your budget. Do this. I'm like, all right, let's make this thing fucking dope. I don't know. I feel like I can make shit way fucking cool. Just because I've been in the industry for like 11 years now, 10 years now. Started as a summer job because I was being a fuck up selling drugs. Got in trouble. Got another DUI. Well, got a DUI. And then my mom was like, bro, it's jail or it's here, bro. And I was like, yeah, I probably should get a job. So I got a job, stopped selling weed to all the fucking moms and harriman and shit like that. Shitty is that business is probably better than what I'm doing now. No, I like events. I'd love to do actual planning in it or just fucking actually all out do good shit with their actual company. Like, they do good stuff, but I'm just saying more better. Like, obviously, everybody wants to do better, but I'm saying, like, to where people don't look at it like, oh, that's a shitty industry to be in, buddy. Like,
yeah,
A+.
just like higher end stuff.
Yeah, like, A+. It was a shitty industry to be in to do garage doors until they made it a good industry. Like, there was probably some sort of money in it, but, like, have you seen how many more have started since they've started? Like,
Oh, yeah. I see them all the
fuck
time.
tons. Now it's like, what the hell? Or maybe we just didn't notice them. I don't know.
It's possible.
But seems like once you start figuring out the niche in an industry where you're like, oh, no, we figured out how to make this thing fucking profitable. It's way easy. And then people are like, oh, let's try it. Let's try to replicate it. Let's try to do this. And it's like, try it.
Good luck.
Yeah, 'cause sometimes it's not as easy as it seems.
Mm-mm.
I don't know.
No, they're doing pretty good. What do they say? They're about a $30 million a year, something like that.
Probably.
Those-
I
they're
don't
doing
know.
pretty good.
I think, yeah, I don't know. I just know from like the NBA All-Star and everything last year, they did way good. Like last year was one of our biggest years for Utah, but that's because we became the destination wedding, I guess, in people's brain.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, he's saying 30 million for A+.
Oh,
Not
A+.
for all out.
Oh, yeah. A+ is like blowing people out of the fucking water.
Yeah.
I wish I made that type of money. I don't know what the hell Kerry does.
All out is probably between like 5 and 6
Yeah, maybe.
million a year.
That's still good. That's
Yeah.
a good sized small business. You
Oh,
know?
fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Especially when you're paying over $1 million a year and probably, what the hell is it, wages and shit. Yeah. I mean, from what they said the other day, we hit our cap of, I don't even know what it was. I'm not good with numbers, very good. But anyway, it was some crazy number. I was like, what the fuck, every 2 weeks that's due? That's fucking ridiculous. It's like, I don't know, it was like 90.
Yeah, my father-in-law was telling me, and they're like, it was over 80K
Yeah.
every 2 weeks.
You're
And
like,
it's just like, whoa.
I couldn't even imagine that. It's like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? No way.
And both them and A+ started in a garage.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Probably around the same time.
Yeah, probably pretty close. These guys started in what, 07,
2008, 2007, yeah.
Yeah, that's about when they started, I think.
Are they planning to expand like quite a bit and like move locations and all that stuff?
Oh, yeah. There's for sure going to be expansion for All Out. They're definitely still hungry for the business, it seems. As much as I talk like it doesn't a lot sometimes, but I'm like, no, they definitely are more hungry. You're definitely going to see a new like warehouse within a year and a half. They have that 3-year contract, but I don't even know if Hiram's even going to wait that. If he does, it'll be because he bought like a showroom that he can stage somewhere, 90th South area where Xanax moms will spend their money out. And then we'll have a fucking warehouse somewhere else,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was going to say, they've got to be outgrowing their warehouse. I went and worked there a couple of years ago, and it was
Fuck.
it was
so
already
outgrown.
getting full.
Oh, dude.
It's just like, yeah.
They need a new warehouse. Even if they picked up another one right now just for storage and ran like 2 different ones, it'd probably be beneficial as hell. It would be like complicating because you're like trying to communicate with the two, but
Keep inventory and stuff.
Yeah.
Be great. Be great if you could figure out like a barcode system or something.
They have the-
barcode everything.
yeah, they have the
Scan it.
barcode system in place.
Do they?
Yeah,
Sweet.
so like it's just not like it's not usable. Nobody's using it yet. So we have to get the cards that scan it, and then the company just barely, Logan knows, we just barely got like the whole inventory thing working. And now the next step is the barcoding and RFID type shit into it, so you
Yeah.
can scan, know what the hell's there.
It's a good idea.
Which in turn will make everybody's events better. The faster I can do an event, the cheaper your event's going to be. So
Mhm.
it's going to be, in turn, help everybody out, I think. Hopefully. I don't know.
Yeah, that's cool. So, what are some other side hustles you've tried throughout the years, and
Oh, shit.
how did they do?
You got to touch on the patents, too,
Oh,
in
yeah.
regards to this.
Patents. I started the patent during COVID for, I could talk about it. I don't even own the fucking thing anymore. Actually, I don't know if I do. That's up in the air still. So it's a wall outlet that has like a reel for a phone charger into it. You reel it out, rolls back in. I have the prototype at my house I built. But anyway, I did that during COVID. Tried to start that. Obviously, we didn't have money during COVID. We were on that unemployment bullshit where they were giving like a ton of money, but we weren't using it for, I guess, necessarily the patents so far.
Mhm.
So we drew up the patent, did all that. Patents are pretty complicating and weird because you have to write preliminaries and all this stuff before you can talk about it, before you can start working. Like, you should write a preliminary patent anytime. If you have an idea, before you talk about it, write a preliminary. Get on any website. They have like tons of like little templates to tell you how to do it, and then even like an hour YouTube video you'll be in. And you want to be detailed as you can
Mhm.
because you're trying to obviously convey intellectual property so that nobody can steal, you know?
There's a bug on your shirt.
What the fuck? Where?
It's on your shoulder. Sorry.
Oh, you're good.
It's like a black one.
I can't even see it.
I think you got it. I don't know what it was.
Stress
Anyway,
me out.
I mean,
Fuck. No, but you want to write preliminaries before you start sharing it online. That would be your biggest thing. Write a preliminary so you can share online to everybody what you have, because then you can start kickstarting all this stuff, sharing your idea, seeing if the function, like sharing your idea online is really good to have comments, have people like actually get conversed into it, because then you're going to know if your fucking product is even going to be
Viable.
Yeah, like if people are commenting like, oh dude, that's dope as shit, you know, you're obviously gonna have negatives and positives and shit like that. But yeah, so write preliminaries, do that. Don't tell people about your patents. That's number one. Don't tell people about your patents. That's like uno muchos number one fucking rule. Don't do that shit to people. Even if it's like you're gonna go in to do a meeting with like GE or someone, you're doing some like whatever big company, you're trying to get them to take your patent. You don't even talk to those fuckers until they sign an NDA. Don't even talk to them. You send that NDA, and if that NDA don't come back signed, you don't fucking talk to anybody about it. You could walk into that company and just stare them in the face and be like, the fucking paper's not signed, asshole. I'm not going to say shit. You have your preliminaries, still good to have, and maybe I'm botching it. Maybe you could talk about it if you had your preliminary, because you can post it online and stuff, but your biggest thing is like getting to the whole like negotiating. You don't want to do it with anybody without NDAs, non-disclosures, all that stuff, because there is, you know, maybe you're doing something with your product that's like completely fucking revolutionary and you just don't want to even share it online yet because you're trying to keep that thing under wraps, you know, because China's going to be your biggest competitor. They're going to send 100 companies, make the same thing that you're making, 30 cents at whatever, cheaper, however they're going to do it, and you're going to spend all day long writing cease and desists. And like a cease and desist or a lawyer can cost you like $25K, $15K, $10K. Like there's a guy like Dave Kelsch. He has a friend or something. I don't know if it was Dave. I should not say Dave. But somebody that I was talking to was telling me that their husband quit their full-time job making really good money just to write cease and desist. That's how long it fucking takes him, all day long. But their product's $1 million product, so that's like really helping out, you know, to write off all these cease and desist constantly. But like, and like a lot of biggest things, like people will, and I don't want to like name drop out there, but like a lot of companies, store companies, you're going to want to get it on the shelf. And if you go like, hey, I want to manufacture in America, I want the American dream, fucking bullshit like that, they're going to be like, okay, buddy, you should do that. And then in 90 days, you're going to have a payment due for your loan because they're going to approve it. And they're going to tell the bank to approve it. Loan's going to be due in 90 days. You're not going to get paid till 160. And then they can liquidate all your shit, take your patent, all that stuff. It happens all the fucking time. Like, it's called turning them out. Horrible bosses.
Yeah.
That whole thing when they turn out the fucking patent and he's like, oh, I can buy it for pennies on the dollar. That fucking happens all the fucking time. Like, that's a big thing that happens. Not crazy big, but it does happen to a lot of people from, like, patents and stuff. Like, I don't know. Patents are fun. I would like to write more of that because that would be my biggest thing. Like, write a patent. Get like a 5 to 10 year contract. 1 year, it's like $5,000 to rent the idea. I'm getting residuals off everything sold. Maybe like 1%, 2%, maybe something, you know, like that. I don't know what the rates are going for those. But then as you get to like 3, 4, and then you hit your like 5th year, you want that thing to jump up in price. Like you're at 5,000, now it's going to go to 10,000. And then about 6, 7, you have that same jump coming in. And this is probably not, I don't know, don't take my advice on everything that I say, but that's what a lot of people do is they jump it because you want your worth out of it. You know, you don't want to be like, oh, fuck, I'm not, you know, at the 7 year, you want to be like, oh, fuck, it's 40,000 to rent this product now because we've been making so much money. We've been doing this. And even like, I don't know, you want to be way strict with your people too, like if you're looking over all your paperwork, because you want to know how much you're getting paid like per product and everything like that, because companies will, oh, you only sold this much products this month. It's like, well, you're a distributor, so if you sold it to Walmart and they haven't sold it, that doesn't mean that I didn't make money. There's still 100,000 units that got sold, so I need my money still, you know, like you have to be pretty due diligent. I think most people are pretty cut and dry with how they do it. You're going to have a computer system that runs all of it. You're not going to have any fuckery with that unless somebody, well, I'm not going to say that. People will. There's weird shit going on, but I don't know. Patents are fun. I would like to write more and try more out, like do ones for like the medical industry and stuff like that. I have a couple ideas that would be cool, like for diabetes pumps and shit like that. Diabetes pumps are like fucking type 1 diabetes, all these people know this. Like, you've just barely came out with, like, your G6 or G7. That thing just barely got fucking Bluetooth connectability and shit like that and all this shit. You're like, maybe on the G5 they had it. I'm not a type 1 diabetic. I don't really know. I just know my wife, when she bitches about it, I'm like, dude, there is so much things we could create, like a full system loop for these things that wouldn't even, like, be that bad to do. Like, most people could do this in their fucking garage that are smarter than me. So I'm like, why the fuck are these people not doing it? That would be fun. Do that thing where it's like, you're constantly writing such better patents that it's like, nobody has any other option. It's just like, it's a cheaper option. It's a better option. It's more efficient. It does what I need. And if these people are going to keep, selling out this shitty product, then like capitalism, they're going to fucking eat the dust on it, like they should. That would be my goal. That'd be fun. Right, stuff like that. And obviously like stuff that I fuck around with constantly, like electrical cords. I'm writing one for one of them right now to like.
Do you want to say?
Well, I don't give a shit. Like, because everybody has like waterproofing cables, but they fucking suck. Every fucking one of them suck. You go to like waterproof cables, this big old like dildo that fucking wraps around your thing, and it's like this. It's just horrible, You're trying to pull it apart. It's like, where is the outlet that has like, you pull it back, like those little circle things. Pull it back, plug it in, let it go. Where's disconnect? It needs to be simple, quick.
Like an air hose almost.
Yeah, exactly like an air hose, but with a fucking. And I know DeWalt sells one, but it's a piece of shit. It's like $160. It's like 50 feet long, or 100 feet long, and the quick disconnect thing is garbage. Like, it has almost the same similar mechanism, but it doesn't. It's just like, I don't know. Seems, and the outlet is odd. Like, it doesn't fit every. You have to buy that extension cable to keep. You can't just be like, oh, another cord that doesn't have that fucker. You have to buy that certain cord, and you're like, I fucking hate dumb shit like that. That's what I would love to do. Patent those fuckers out like that, where it's like all that fucking dumb fucking, buy this twice, buy this 3 times. I'm like, fuck no. I'm going to write a fucking patent, and there's going to be maybe one more update to that patent, and maybe another one, and that's about it. I want to stop writing the fucking patent after that. I don't want to have to sit here and like iPhone that thing out. How the fuck is it going to get better constantly? I'll let the other people do that. I'll make money off this. I don't know. Just push the direction of where you want to see shit going, where you're like, oh, fuck. These products that I'm doing are like hemp products or plastic products, and they're all these things like that, and they're really simple, reusable, biodegradable, whatever it is that you're looking for. Like, most products should hit that, like, on the dot. Plastic should fucking hit that easy. Everybody's like, oh, plastic. It's like, there's so much better ways to make fucking plastic. There's just one really efficient way available that where we, like, if we stop doing it, we're going to go a month without plastic. And it's like, I'll take the latter, dude. I don't think it's going to be that bad. Let's do some hemp. Let's do something else. Let's fucking. I'll carry my water bottle in my fucking hands for a minute.
So how many patents do you actively have or have written?
I have written one. I have one with Invent Help right now that I don't think I actually own it anymore, which was that one. I'm writing my electrical one right now, my preliminaries for it. And then I have another one I want to write for Vannies, but I can't really. That one's hard. When you get into medical,
do some research.
Yeah, well, medical industries are rough because they write like hundreds of them at a time for their one thing. So like they'll have the last product that they're gonna make already done. It's like, okay, but then we have 100 more that we're gonna make and sell each different one, all the way up till 100, or whatever it is. And it's like, so you have to be to the game and kind of be on top of it, and also you have to make sure you know your 30% or 40% difference that you have to make with, how the product works, how it looks, how it operates before you even get to somebody's face like that. Because insulin, them businesses are worth trillions, if not billions of dollars. Well, billions, if not trillions of dollars, like they're worth fuck tons of money. I mean, and just medical things in general are just fucked. And I don't know. Most people know that. If you've ever been to the doctor, you're like, why the fuck does this cost so much fucking money?
Yeah.
How much do you guys pay a month in insulin?
Oh, shit.
Because
type 1 is the worst, right?
It was a lot cheaper under Trump, right? Insulin?
Well, depends. So, like, Trump's insulin that he did make, like, $20, we couldn't use. My wife, like, her body just wasn't a good insulin, I should say. It's like a lower grade-ish insulin. I won't want to say that because I don't understand it very well, but she was like, if I use that one, I'll get kind of sick for the first, like, 5 weeks of using it. I'm like, ooh, fuck. Because it's like some bodies were set better to, like, I guess like Novolog has some of the best like fast acting insulin where it can get into your bloodstream. Most people don't have any issues with it, but I don't know if that's like what that is. I don't know how that works with that, but like, yeah, so Trump's insulin, he made it like $20. Biden went through and just did this. He undid Trump's thing and then re-put back in Trump's thing. So you can still get the same insulin for $20.
Oh.
It's fucking stupid. It's like, what the fuck? You just literally voted for the same person to redo your own shit. But anyway, they had that. But insulin right now is you're like $4.64 a month for one bottle, and we need 3. So you
Wow.
could, yeah, you could go up fucking fast. If you don't have insurance, you're fucked.
I was gonna say, is that after or before insurance?
We have insurance, but the insurance is still a shit ton of money a month. You know,
Yeah.
if you don't have like Medicaid or you get kicked off or if your work doesn't offer it,
Mm-hmm.
then you're just paying out of pocket for insurance. Then you're like paying the same fucking thing a month, except
Yeah.
for you're paying it once and getting $5 a bottle, you know, so you're paying $400 for Vanny to have insurance, one, you know, versus the $1,200 or $1,600 it would be to buy the insulin every single month.
Mm-hmm.
Which we've never had to really buy the insulin, which is good. We've always been on insurance so far. We've had a couple close calls where we're like, holy fuck, we don't have insurance and we need insulin. But we've also had friends and shit that are like, oh no, dude, if your insurance comes in this day, just help us out this way. And we're like, oh sweet, give you some money this way. That's not so expensive, you know?
Yeah.
Most diabetics know they're not going to let their friend fucking die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. Insurance it's a scam for sure for some reason. I don't know.
Wait. We're
Life
gonna talk
insurance
about that in a
probably
second.
isn't.
Well, I want to ask one more thing about the patents. Have you made any money off the patents yet?
I haven't been able to. No, I haven't gotten any preliminaries out, and I'm lazy. I haven't gotten on like contacting the right people. I need
Okay.
to actually get out there and do it. I need to go talk to my Uncle Dave again because he writes a fuck tons of patents like that, and he knows a lot of people, and it'd be nice to pick his brain more
Mhm.
and then get more back into it and actually be more design because I like building them too. Like I love building the prototypes. That's my favorite part.
Mhm.
Like building my one prototype was so fucking fun. I'm like, hell yeah, I love this shit. We just did get a 3D printer though, so hopefully that'll help me do shit faster.
Oh, that'll
Nice.
help a lot.
Yeah, that was good purchase on Charlotte's school. I don't know. Insurance is nice if you have it, but it's expensive if you don't. But I guess there is cheap ones. I don't know all about it. My wife knows more about it than I do. She would be the person to talk to. She could tell you all the insurances that suck and don't suck. She'd be like, no, that one doesn't cover this. This one doesn't cover that. This one doesn't cover this. And you'd be like, what the fuck? How do you know this lady? But I guess that's what she lives with all day, you know?
Yeah. Does she work?
Yeah. She does like social media management and shit like that.
Oh, cool.
So she'll do like for Everlashed, which is my mom's company that like they sell the lashes to people, to the ladies to put on the bitches to make them look pretty or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So they do that, and that does pretty good. They just barely got, I think it was a school that starts buying from them now, some ladies'
Nice.
school. So that was a pretty good client that is pretty consistent.
Mhm.
And then she does, what the fuck is it called? I don't even know. I'm trying to think of the name.
Affiliate marketing?
Type shit, yeah. Like she helps people out with marketing. Like that's what she does.
Okay.
So she does marketing for like her grandma. She's done marketing for like a wedding dress place. So yeah, she just does that.
That's cool.
I don't know,
Yeah,
that's
she's
good.
yeah, she's played video games online with people before to try to make money. She's made money that way. That's pretty cool. But she's just hot online, so I guess that's how she makes money. Cool.
Like she did streaming.
Yeah, she'll do streaming, do whatever. Yeah, she does all sorts of weird shit.
That's
Sometimes I don't even, like, I'll say shit, and I'm like, oh, don't talk to me, because I'll make you sound like an internet whore, dude. I don't know what the hell you're doing. I don't. The internet's weird, because it's like, you can be doing things that you're like, that sounds like you're an internet whore, and they're like, no, I'm an influencer. And you're like,
Cool. Yeah.
sounds like you got big tits. You know, I don't know. It's like, because I'm listening to you, so there's obviously a reason I'm listening here.
Yeah. Tell me about how you guys manage your budget and everything. Do you have a budget? Do you
Yeah.
guys?
We have a budget. We spend like $3,200 a month.
Nice.
And then, so we do that, and then we have like, I can't go through. I have it on my phone, but like $450 to $600 a month on food for the kid. We have 4 kids, so a shit ton of that. And then we got Vanny's insurance, which is like, I don't even know how much that is. It's new. It's always changed. I think she's on her mom's now, so we don't have to pay anymore. We were paying like $200 or $300 a month, for like a month or two there. But, and then, oh shit. I don't know. We have a spreadsheet on Google. I don't like to fucking think about numbers. That shit stresses me out. So I'm like, ugh, if I have to think about it constantly, if I just input it. So we have it where it's like every single paycheck. And then, holy cow. Do you guys have some water?
Okay.
I just fucking stopped there. I was like, but anyway.
Go grab you a cup upstairs.
Thank you, sir. But like, so we have that spreadsheet. You've got your insurance, like everything, car insurance. This is like 300 something bucks a month because we bundle our life insurance and everything into that because it was cheaper that way, I guess. And then we do, fuck, I don't even know what the fuck we pay. Car, rent, food, utilities, $3,200 a month roughly. Gas, expenses, you know, normal. I don't even know. Yeah, normal. Dude, am I sweating?
So bad.
I
A little bit.
feel like
You
I'm
want
dying.
You want a hand towel or something?
No, I'm good, but I thought I was like exploding in my brain.
Are you stressed?
So bad. And I think I'm claustrophobic. Fucking A, man. This got me wilding in here.
Relax. There's nothing.
What do you need?
I don't know.
You need to go. Do we need to take a 3-minute break, 5-minute break, and go chill?
I think I don't know. I think I need water.
We'll get you some
We'll
water.
get you some water.
I feel like I'm...
You gonna pass out or
I
what?
think I'm gonna puke. Oh, 1 second. Let me go. Whoa. Whoa.
Well then. Well, that happened.
So, earlier today he was talking about how he was stressed. Like he was nervous about it and he was puking. Or like he felt like he was going to puke earlier, so.
Tell you what, to the listeners, there's no reason to be nervous. Come on here. We're just having conversations.
Oh, yeah.
Something.
That's great.
Yeah, he's throwing up.
I hope he's not sick.
He's not sick. It's literally like
Yeah.
when people get in their heads and they're just like,
Yeah.
but
I didn't know if that was coming before or after.
dude,
Good. Got your water right here.
Oh, well, I don't know if I need it anymore.
that was the funniest thing I've seen.
Dude, I just got in my own head. I thought I was fucking like, for a second, I thought we were like fucking, I was the only one in the world or something. That was like, weird as fuck. And I'm still sweating like a fucking
You doing all right?
Yeah, I was telling him I get nervous. Apparently I have a nervous tick. I fucking found it out today. It's fucking talking.
There we go.
That is so funny.
Yeah, I didn't like, dude, I talk all day to hundreds of people. And
I
then
know.
I like this, I'm like, fucking melted in my mind for a minute there. That and wow, that was awful.
Oh, did you throw up?
Fucking almost, I was gagging it out. I was like, whew.
That's awesome, dude.
It was close.
shitty.
I needed to spit my Zin out though, but now I need another one.
Yeah, that could be it.
I was gonna say those things make me almost throw up every time I use one.
Oh my gosh. No, I think I was just in my head there. I was like, Noah's asking all these questions. My soul was being peered into. I didn't know if it was good or bad.
I can look away from you.
Noah was like, fucking judgment casted, man. What? Just teasing, dude. No,
That is the last thing I would have expected from you because you're just so fucking talkative at work.
dude, I know.
And
then,
it's just like endless talking.
I know. I have that ADHD thing where it just fucking goes and goes. But yeah, we're talking about, bills. You asked me my bills. That's probably what got me, dude. I'm like, fuck, I don't know how much money I make, dude.
Finance.
Vanny
He's
does
just like,
that
oh
stuff.
shit.
Oh, dude.
that was awesome.
We're talking about money. I need to go puke.
Well, that's a different story. That's like, hey, why? What the fuck, man? Holy cow! Holy sweet mother! Vanny, what is going on?
It is kind of hot down here too.
It's hot as fuck.
Okay, now I'm back.
You doing
Anyway.
all right? You need food?
No, I'm
crackers
good.
or anything? Okay.
I think honestly, that needed to come out
You
because
just
that was a
nervous
pit
thing?
in my stomach where it was like, dude, this is what's causing it. This has to come out before you can talk. And I was like,
That is
no. Dude,
Matt is gonna eat that up.
I can't even believe it. Fuck yeah, I hope he does. He better eat that whole thing up.
Well, I tell you what, no reason to be stressed. We're just interviewing. You're welcome to interview us as well. Have us talking if you want. Make it a little less stressful.
I don't know, finances, that's really Vanny's big thing. Don't ask me too much about it because
Oh, we won't.
We
like,
can skip over that.
like I want to say I'm good with finances, but I'm fucking not, man. Like my thing is I'll be the reluctant millionaire. I won't be the fucker that's like, oh, I got the Jeff Bezos plan, dude. I got the American dream. I'm going out here. I'm like, that's what I'm talking about, fucking patents, man. Those are like a shot in the fucking dark. Nobody's gonna want to buy that shit until you fucking tell it's useful. That's why I'm like, reluctant millionaire. Fucking, I'll fucking find something, maybe 100 different things that I'll do, and then hopefully make some money. Because if I made at least $1 million, I know I could do it better, and like make it generational. But the problem is obviously like everybody says, it's that first hump of that $1 million, and like that, I get weird stressed in my head about things like asking people for money or like doing the patents and stuff. Like I want to do it real bad, but then when it comes to like asking people for money or getting down into that nitty gritty shit, that's what happens.
Why?
I get fucking, I don't know. I have a weird thing about people, and like I love people, but I also, they're my biggest enemy because fucking like you need them all the time. Everybody needs everybody. You have that tribal mentality. You can't live without somebody else, but then it's like, I also want to live on a fucking farm with nobody else, and if you ever come my property again, I'd shoot you, even if you were the mailman. That's how I feel about it. I'm like, the mailman, I'd be calling that fucker, hey, you left my fucking mailbox open. I could see you through the scope. And he'd be like, what the fuck, man? I'm like, love you. I don't know.
You did jujitsu for a couple years.
Yeah, I did
Kind
like,
of a change of subject, but
Oh,
can you
no.
talk about that a bit?
yeah, I did jujitsu for like 4 years-ish plus. Well, maybe less, 3 years, 4. But yeah, I loved it. It was fun. That was like, that's your zen moment when you get into those like, well, because it's like playing, like Joe Rogan and them say, you know, like you're playing chess, but it's got way fucking like dire consequences. You're going to get tapped out. Your arm's going to hurt. Your leg's going to hurt. You're going to get in a guillotine. You're going to get a rear naked choke, or you're going to, like, any of that stuff is going to happen. You could get knocked out. You could get that, you know, and it's just like, that stress is way better and way easier to deal with than like talking to people stress for me, dude. And it's like, I don't know. That stuff's way
fucking weak, dude.
I'm glad that
It's so
someone's laughing because I'm like,
funny.
fuck, man, I don't know if that's bad or is that good.
Oh no, that's gonna be the best.
Loving it. It's great.
Did you get into jujitsu for the like martial arts part of it to like for defense or just kind of for fun, just to
Well-
do something active?
Well, we were bad kids in school. We used to take kids home from school and just beat the fuck out of them. We'd put on the gloves and make these fucking poor kids just fucking eat our fists. It was bad. It was just like, we were horrible fucking kids. We were just like, hey, you want to come over? And then people would hear you're boxing, and so they're like, yeah, we want to come over. And then you'd be like, yeah, you're going to fight him. You're going to get your ass kicked. Well, because like a lot of these kids, they never even fucking boxed once in their life. They're like, I have older brothers. And you're like, that's so cute. Let's come talk. And then they would come over and they're like doing their fucking fist back, older brother swing shit. And you're like, dude, you're going to hurt yourself. Put that thing down a little bit. I remember Barb, dude. You got to stop doing that to the fucking neighbor kids. You can't do that shit. And she would get so fucking mad at us because we'd box out in their yard, you know. So we're beating up well, not really beating them up, but like there was probably more than 5 or 6 times we sent kids home crying. Just fucking, it was bad. We were horrible little fucks to each other. Well, and then especially, too, because half the fuckers you don't even know these kids. You're like, oh, yeah, sure, Timmy, come over. You're like, I don't know if this kid's borderline autistic or what, but we're going to fucking knock him out. You know? One time we were wrestling, dude, this fucking kid. He got in a rear naked choke by Ben, and Ben got him in it so fucking quick, and Roger Kiger's, like, sitting there, and we're like, we hear snoring. And we're like, what the fuck? And so Ben lets the kid go, and the kid's like sitting there like, making this weird fucking sound. And we're like, what the fuck? And Roger Kiger, he's dead now, but Roger Kiger, he's like, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And he fucking woke up. The kid woke up like instantly. Like Roger was just counting in his head when this kid was going to wake up. Like, oh yeah, he's got about 30 seconds before he wakes up. And you're like, what the fuck, Roger? How'd you know that? And he's like, oh, I've seen kids knocked out before. I'm like, shit, damn, that was impressive. I don't know. We were bad kids. And so, yeah, I got into MMA because I was like, we were all doing this at the time. And obviously that was like your next step. Like, am I going to get better at this or am I going to get worse at this? And then I was oddly good at it for some weird reason. I loved wrestling. I loved it. It was fun. We used to wrestle all the fucking time. Like, come over to my house after fucking school was like death trap. You already knew what was going on. We're fucking having an orgy guillotine fucking MMA fight down in Casey's house. It's going to be horrible. Dude, we used to do some weird shit. We used to play zombie at my house. Like, we'd turn off all the lights. Everything, dude. It'd be like pitch black in the house. And it'd be like, everybody would start and be like, okay, it's biting, okay? Once you bite, you're infected. And then, okay, you got to bite the next people. And so you're like, okay. And then everybody would be like, hey, we're not going to bite kind of hard, you know? Fuck no. The second you found somebody and you bit the fuck out of them, dude. I remember my buddy Aaron bit me on my inner thigh, dude. I had the biggest bruise, like almost by my junk, dude. I swear it was so close. But you just fucking, and you have like 6 other people biting you because by the time you're the last person, we're all just fucking you up. It was so bad.
That sounds painful.
Oh, dude, it was so horrible. That's what made the MMA stride. I was like, oh, let's get better at this. And then I got better. Met a lot of friends that I really liked there. And it was fun, too, because it was a good way as a kid. I didn't even know, but fucking way good way to get out your pent-up aggression at any stepdad you had or whatever the fuck's going on in your life. Just go fucking do some MMA classes. And honestly, you should get your kids into it. Like 6 years old, like Charlotte will be in this year. She'll be in MMA class because her school pays for an extracurricular, which will be paying for MMA. So
That's cool.
My
Charlotte's
kid's gonna.
your daughter?
Yeah, I'm gonna watch my kid get fucked up at 5-year-old and love it. It's gonna be amazing. I'm gonna be like,
Yeah, that's right, bitch. That's for not doing what Daddy said.
but then I'm gonna be like,
Now, fuck that other kid up. Pissing me off. His dad's a bitch.
I think it's good. Like, people should watch their kids struggle because you can't help them. Like, it's weird. Like, your kids have this weird fucking thing because you're like, you got to make sure that they're all good. You're never going to make sure they're going to die. But you get them in that controlled environment, and this weird fucking thing happens when you watch this kid choking out your fucking kid. You're going to be like, I will fuck that little 5-year-old up. I will grab that thing, and I will make it bite the fucking curb outside, and I'll fucking do it right now. But you have to watch because you're dad. You're like, you don't understand, motherfucker. You're taking daddy to a weird place. But then you're like, oh, I have to watch this because eventually I have to you got to let the bird go to the nest. It's got to fly. It's got to go. But it's a good thing, too, when you teach them that you're like, okay, when they do enter the world, my daughter will rip somebody's fucking dick off if they need to. Nobody's going to fuck around with that motherfucker. You're going to try to fucking roll around, do some weird shit, and Charlotte's going to have you in a fucking rear naked choke. Just like,
Eat that thing, pussy.
you know, just fucking, yeah. I'd rather my kid be that savage than fucking be the pussy that, Dad, I got punched in the face. I'd be like, oh, that sucks. I'd rather my kid be in the kid that punched somebody in the face. It's weird, but it's like, pick one. Pick one right now as a dad. Do you want your kid crying to you, or do you want your kid being like, well, I didn't start it, but fucking finish that damn thing. I kind of started it. He's like, well, yeah, I know, bitch. I know. It's good because, like, there's so much mental things to it, and you'll meet a lot of good people. You actually do meet really good people because you end up becoming so much more calm after you're done because you don't walk around. It's like carrying a gun. You're like, oh, everybody has one of these motherfuckers. Everybody knows how to do this rear naked choke. I just did this thing to this, and this guy can do it to me. And it's like you do have those silent killers in there that you're like, it's a fucking nerd on a little computer, and he's been doing MMA for like 6.5 months, Zuckerberg style. You're like, oh, fuck. Hell yeah, that guy's going to fuck somebody up. But it's good to know. Like, you want to know. You'd rather be the warrior in the garden than the gardener in war. You know, you don't want to do that shit. I think it's good for everybody, and workout is amazing. You get really good shape. If you can find a good trainer, if they do like early morning workouts, that's like the best. You get those in right before work. Go to work, come back, choke somebody out, go back to work. I don't know. Shit's fun. Shit was way fun. It's a blast. Yeah.
Can you talk about was it the 5x5 that you talked about in MMA? Or in jiu-jitsu?
5x5. Yeah, so fives is or 6s, just depends on what you would do. So you'd have 5 people facing each other on each side. So you do 5, 10, 15, 20. You have 20 people, and they all kind of face each other. Like, these people face each other, these people face each other. And there'd be like 5 minutes in between intervals of people like wrestling And you can't tap out. There's no tap between 5 minutes. So if somebody gets you in a rear naked choke, they could be an asshole and fucking just keep it there forever, dude. They could just keep you there and just pass you out unless the coach wanted it to stop. But, dude, you'd go there and you'd find, like, these hierarchies. So, like, this one kid, he was just fucking on people in there, and he would just be an asshole. And, like, some of the kids, I mean, the age ranges are, you could be wrestling a fucking 12-year-old. Just unless you're doing an adult class. Like, but our class was, like, mixed. You had adults, you had kids. The adults mostly came at the 6 to 8 class, and I would go in for the 4 to 6. Yeah, 4 to 6, 6 to 8. Because there would be no gi and gi. Gi and no gi. I did no gi. Well, I did gi and no gi a lot. I didn't like the no gi shit. Well, I liked the no gi shit a lot more because they teach you moves that not everybody's gonna be wearing clothes when you fight them.
Mm-hmm. Are those different types of jiu-jitsu?
Kinda. So like, with your gi, you'll have certain things like you can grab a gi and you can go for a choke around the neck. You can do like you can grab a gi and like you can pull on it and it helps for certain submissions.
Is a costume?
It's like the, you know,
like
karate.
the dress?
Karate people wear that shit.
Yeah.
So they wear that, and a lot of the submissions with a gi are with the gi. But then if you do submissions without, like they're teaching you, like, oh, you're not going to grab like the back of the gi like you would on somebody else. You're going to grab like more the back of the neck like this, which is more kind of just common sense shit because you're like, oh, this guy's slippery. How would I grab him? I can't grab the back of a neck unless he's a fucking child, you know? Like, lucky fight, I guess, but, you know, I don't know. Like, I don't know. That'd be the only thing that. So I liked definitely both, and we would do that, and like we'd have people go in there, and you'd have like I remember this one asshole in a fucking blue gi would just fucking not let these kids tap out. And I remember when he got to me, I'm like, dude, you're fucking over. This is bad juju for you, because I love petty shit. I'm the most petty motherfucker you've ever met. You want to do that shit around me where you're fucking with 12-year-olds or people that don't know what they're doing? I was like, all right. Bet. So right as we went, dude, I fucking had that kid in like an arm bar in like not even 30 seconds. I remember looking at that timer. I was like, man, dude, you've got like 4 minutes and 30 seconds left for this bitch. And he was like, and I'm just fucking yelling out all these random numbers. Like I'd be like 5, 15, 18, because you need like 20 pounds of pressure to break in an arm bar. So I'd just fucking like go, and I would go to like these points where I knew, and I watched that kid's eyes just fucking reach for God, and never was he gonna come. It was fucking me and him, and it was amazing. That's why I love jiu-jitsu, is because it's like, you do not know. You put yourself here. He's not gonna come save you. He'll be waiting out those doors, though. That's the best part. I don't know. I remember that when I was just like, fucker. Such a fucking asshole move to do that. And he'd freak out. How fucking long have you been here? I'm like, like 5 days or so. I've been training for like 4 years. I just been like, I hadn't gone in a while, and I just barely started going back to class. I remember the coach was like, dude, you're fucking with the wrong dude. That dude's been doing this for like way longer than you have. And he's like, what the fuck? And he got all mad. I remember I was like, oh, dude, you're such a sore loser. This is awesome. And then I remember he tried to spar on Thursdays. You do sparring. And like when we did sparring, we got our gear on and everything, you know, headgear and shit, body gear, whatever. I always wore that shit. I wasn't going to get fucked up. I had a day job, you know. I'm like, I'm not doing this. But I was never good at the stand-up stuff real good. So he wanted to try that because he thought he was going to be better at that. That did not go too well for him. I went with it's illegal, but you shouldn't do it. But like, I guess you can. It just depends. Some people consider it because you can break a neck doing it. But if there's somebody standing up, so like he threw a punch and I grabbed that thing in like this. So I grabbed it, just more wrap around like that because I was like, I know what I'm going to do here. And so I flipped up, like jumped up with my feet and grabbed his neck into a triangle. And it's not good. Coach yelled at me for it. It wasn't a good thing to do, but I was like, I'm just going to fucking do it to see this kid just fucking not even know what the hell's going on. He did not make it. He was so pissed off. He's like, let's go again. I'm like, oh, that's one. You're done. It's rock, paper, scissors, buddy. It just works one time. He just fucking was so pissed. Don't do that. Let's stand up and fight. I'm like, dude, no. Probably gonna lose. This is how you win fights. You strategically pick them, you dumbass.
So what's your 10-year goal, let's say?
Oh, dude, if I could move out of my house right now, that'd be my 10-year. Like, not really. 10-year would be, I want to have a couple more patents written. I want to have at least at least 3 to 4 of my patents actually residualing some income. I don't care if it's $5-6. I just want something coming in. And obviously be a little bit more financially stable with what I'm doing now. Like, it'd be sweet if I could get to a point where I at least make $100,000 a year at what I'm doing at my job. Because like most people, they don't want to make, they don't want to try hard at their job. But it's like, look, if you can get good at something that you fucking hate, imagine doing something that you actually like. So it sucks. It's like everything. Everybody has something that they don't want to fucking do in this life. You can't always run through the life and be like, oh, I just want to do this and I just want to fucking flow with the wind. I'm like, I've seen people like that. Guess what they do? They end up getting butt fucked by their Uncle Roger. Get the fuck out of here, dude. You don't fucking end up having some molesting story like 5 years down the road because your shaman fucked you while you're on LSD. Like, no, we're not fucking doing this shit. Like, we're gonna have a strategic plan. Like, I would be nice to have a plan, like, and to be making money, like better money it all out, to maybe having a bit of a slower lifestyle where I'm not necessarily the guy doing every weekend. I could be more the sales dude, doing more of that stuff, kind of separating myself from that. And like I said, like doing my patents. And I wanted, like, I have some stuff for the podcast that I want to start. I would like to start that, but this helped me a lot because I probably would have thrown up with my first guest, and that would have been fucking horrible. And so this is good. Like, I appreciated that you guys let me on this because it's sweet. Because it actually is fucking sweet too because this is actually fun. But yeah, I don't know. I would like definitely to just be more active, and try to be more like present with my kids because I don't do that a lot. I really don't. I'm probably not the best dad. Like, not gonna lie. I don't like. Everybody's like, oh, get home, love the kids. I love the kids. I get to a fucking point of the day where I'm like, don't fucking talk to me anymore. I don't care. Do you know why? Because I'm leaving you fucking nothing, and you're going to hate me for it in like 5 years, 10 years, and you're going to realize that shit, and that shit bugs me, and that's why I don't know. So it's like home time to me it's fun, and I love it, but like that impending thing right there where I'm in this fucking, like I'm not where I want to be for the kids, and I know, like, Charlotte, she just barely came into consciousness about how her dad is, and I'm like, fuck, and so did Theo. Paxton still, he's like 2, he's like kind of getting it, but like Theo and them, and it's just like, they look at me some days, and you're like, fuck, dude, I work a lot. And they're like, yeah. And we still don't have the fucking toys we asked for. And I'm like, I know. I know. And it's like, yeah, you get your toys, but you're seeing the bigger picture. You're like, this kid's going to turn 16. They're going to want a car. They're going to want these things. They're going to want these things. And it's like, when I think about how I am now, I'm like, fuck, I am not the dad I should be. Like, I should be more calm, collected, more financially stable. And like, obviously that's why you have goals that you set to get there. But it's just weird. Like, when you're at home, you're like, fuck, dudes, sometimes I don't want to be a dad right now because I need to be better business or something better than needs to be, so I can't, but my wife's helped me out a lot. That she's like, no, dude, you just got to be more present. You got to chill out. Let's take things slower. Everything's not going to come at once, like you have to, but that's the thing. That's my ADHD brain's like working at things. And so when plans don't get set, I'm like, holy fuck, what am I doing in my life? And it just makes me like, oh, I don't know. Some days I'm like, fuck, children's, what are we doing here? We're gonna fucking completely eat this life's asshole if we don't keep fucking doing something better, dude. Well, because like my dad, like I love him, but like I don't, and like not like hate him, but like the only thing he's gonna leave when he dies is the house, and maybe like because he's like Dave Ramsey type shit, like no debt, cash is king, and it's like you might have 20 grand, you might have 30 grand, 40 grand, your house might be your majority of your $1 million that you leave your kids, but it's like that doesn't go anywhere with 4 kids, like 3 kids or whatever he's got. It's like you divide that up and it's like that generational money right there stops that second. That fucking money hits these people's bank account and they don't have a fucking plan, or they've never had a fucking plan. And that's
blown in a week.
Yeah, that's what scares me is like when I do come into money or some sort of money, I don't want to be that guy that blows it in a week. But at the same fucking time, I love hookers and cocaine all the way. Like, shit, I could do that all day long. But I wouldn't. Obviously I'm married. I don't do that shit. But like when people are like, how the hell did they blow all that money? I'm like, what do you mean?
I can think of a few ways.
Oh, fuck, dude. Adderall would get me. Fuck, I could fucking... I'd be going to the fucking middle schools buying all the Adderalls at fucking $100 a pop. Fucking, come on, bring it in. What's going on?
You mentioned you have life insurance.
Yeah, I have.
For your kids.
Yeah, so all my kids have I think it's like a $40,000 or $60,000 policy. I'm a fucked up dad.
Awesome.
I was like, hey, because he was like, we could get it at it just goes at the expense of a funeral, whatever it's going to cost, 20, 30. It's just going to always be that, I was like, I'm a little fucked up. Let's go more. My kid fucking dies. I ain't going to have some fucking not walking around money. What the fuck are you telling me? No. Fucking my kid dies. I'm going to like want to take a month or a year off of work. I want extra. Yeah. And I know like $20K or whatever it was after the funeral. It's not that much, but it's like, if I could take the wife out or like go on a vacation or something, or I don't know, or at least try to better your lifestyle from that situation. Be like, hey, my kid died of this. What, you know, whether it was fucking something you can try to stop and want to start like, you know, some fundraiser thing for it would be badass or something. I don't know. It'd just be better to have that. But then me and my wife have a $300,000 policy, which seems way less now that I think about it. After I said that, I was like, fuck, $300K when you die is nothing.
And how much does that life insurance cost for all of you guys? It's term, right?
Yeah, so term, but it rolls over into a whole life.
Nice.
So ours,
Convertible.
so ours in 5 years will roll over into a whole life with $25,000 off the death benefit completely into the whole life.
Okay.
And so then we'll start putting in more. Obviously, it'll start a whole life policy that we'll have to actually start putting in like $200-300. But that's why I did it, is because I wasn't financially ready to do whole life yet. As much as I'm like, I need to do it, and it's something I should just do and eat anyway. I was just like, do you have something like this for me? And the dude was like, yeah, this is pretty good. And when I talked to your dad about it on Facebook, I think it was your dad. I think it was your dad I talked to. He said it was a pretty good deal. He was like, just depending on what your lifestyle choices are, I guess, and what you got going. I was like, okay. And, you know, at the end of the day, if you don't have a fucking life insurance policy and you're 18, you're fucking stupid. You are fucking stupid. It costs you like $16 a month, $15 a month, probably even less. Like, if you did a term, like, I don't know. I smoked on mine, and they'd only charged me like $25 or $35 a month. My wife's was 44 because she had high blood pressure. My kids are all like 16 or $20 a month. Yeah, it's cheap as fuck. I was like, that's the best.
We got a whole life policy on my daughter when she was 3 weeks or a month old. Basically, as soon as they have a social security number, then you can get one. And the minimum payment on her whole life policy is $40 a month.
Is that the same with? So my kids are preemies, and Sullivan didn't get on our insurance till last month, which was his birth month that he was supposed to be. But he's a year now, almost.
I don't know how it works with preemies.
Yeah, because my kids, they wouldn't get my kids on for like the first like year of their life.
That makes sense with preemies because they're a lot more high risk, right?
Yeah.
So Luna was like a normal birth and everything, and hers is $40 a month, and it started out with $200K coverage.
Dude, that's fucking sweet.
For a whole life policy. So her contract term's 100 years.
Holy fuck.
That whole life policies last your whole life, yeah. By the end of the contract term, they're contractually obliged to have. Can you turn my headphones up just a little bit? They're contractually obliged to have your cash value match your death benefit. Thank you. And so, if they live to be 101 or whatever, then they will just cash them out their death benefit.
Even if they're not dead?
Correct.
Oh fuck yeah!
That's
We need to
when
live to
they're supposed
101.
That's when the contract ends. Well, if you die before the contract ends, then they pay out the death benefit anyway, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, we got the 40. It was $40 a month minimum. We pay $200 a month into it.
Holy cow.
Almost max it out every month, and yeah, her cash value is already close to $2,500.
That's fucking sweet.
And so by the time she's 18, hoping to have a nice like $30K in there plus.
Dude,
you know.
That's way sweet. See, I need to do that for my kids. I need to get something like that going.
That's why whole life's badass because it grows cash value as well, right?
Yeah.
So you can actually start building those nest eggs, and your money's not just wasted like term policies are renting insurance, right?
Yeah.
Whole life policies, you're actually purchasing it and getting more.
Yeah.
Because every dollar that goes into there, same with my policy, then it buys more death benefit as well.
That's fucking
So
sick.
her death benefit has increased by, I don't know, $30,000 or something, and my death benefit's increased by about $150,000 since I got the policy. So they're fucking badass. They're more expensive.
Yeah.
But I promise you, you're not going to notice the money's missing because you'll see it in another account.
Yeah.
You know, if I pay $150 towards my policy extra or whatever, part of that goes towards purchasing more death benefit. Part of that goes towards my cash value, you know. But they're fucking broken. And that money grows at about 4% a year.
Yeah. Hiram was saying you could get up to one like 12 to 8. 12 to 8 or 8 to 12, wasn't he saying that the other day? I don't know if you were right there. Sorry.
8 to 12% for a policy?
Oh, yeah, for a policy. I didn't know.
You may be able to. I'm sure they've got all sorts of different ways you can structure it. I structured mine to build cash value faster. But yeah, they've got they've got ones that'll build death benefit faster. So when you die, you'll have a much larger sum to give away, you know?
Yeah.
But term is way fucking cheap. We're $27 a month for my wife, and it's $900 in coverage.
You guys do term and whole lives, huh?
No, I only have whole life, and my baby only has whole life. We got term on my wife because we weren't ready to spend another $200-300 a month on hers, you know? However, women are generally cheaper anyway.
Yeah.
Your woman won't be.
No, mine's expensive. She's that dog's way expensive. She's a good racing dog though.
But yeah, it's fucking broken. We borrowed against the cash value on my policy to help purchase our first rental property, and sold that and made a profit. Put it back in. I've took a loan against that to offset my loan for flight school. Like, you can use them for fucking everything.
That's fucking sweet.
The loans don't go against your credit.
Yeah.
They don't, you know, the banks don't know about them.
See, that's one thing. The credit thing, I love credit, but fucking hell, man. I fucking hated building that shit. Because I fucked up when I was 18. They gave me fucking too much money, and I was like, well, you know how much weed is? Not that much.
That'll do it.
Oh, man.
You have a pretty good credit score now, though?
Yeah, after fucking years of fixing that thing, fuck. Yeah. And it's still not even like the best. I finally got to like an average, not average, fucking like 750.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, but
really
that's
good.
like now I'm getting advertised interest rates, which is like, oh, I should have been doing that fucking 2 years ago, you asshat.
Yeah.
It's just like my car, I have to refinance. I got it like a fucking 12%, and I can only get down to like a 6 or 7 now. And I'm like, if I was not fucking retarded, I could have had a 3.
Yeah.
Like when I first got my first loan on a car, it was an 8. And I didn't have any credit. I had no credit.
That
Walked in,
makes
and I was
sense.
like, I got no money down, and they were like, yeah, 8% credit. I'm like, fuck. If I was knew what I was.
6.75 is the lowest right now.
Yeah.
And they're about to raise them again. So if you're in a refinance, I would do it.
I gotta wait till my year. Till my year
They're
payment.
going to raise them 2 more times this year.
Fucking bastards.
But yeah, I just got a new car recently, and it was 6.74. It's the lowest they could offer me.
Yeah. It's like.
But the thing about good credit is you walk into a bank with good credit, and they're just like, how much do you want? You know?
Yeah.
No, that's
Sweet.
definitely, like, I love that aspect of it, but I'm like, I fucking hate this little fucking... I like it, but I don't like using credit. I'm weird, because I'm like, I like the money, the cash money, but, like, I like whole life policy shit. Like, I would rather do that over, I'd rather have, like, 5 whole life policies before I have 1 credit card.
Why not both?
I know, I will have both.
And
I
you
just
can
don't
get
like them.
those
I don't.
0% interest cards out there.
Yeah, I have the 0% interest now start coming in, and that's nice. And it's like, fuck, I need to obviously switch away from it, but still, I don't know. Just after you finally, like, you've been so fucked on the one end, you're like, dudes, this system's gonna get you.
Yeah,
But I've had
cash
both.
is king.
Yeah, no, I've had both. That's why I'm like, I have a 50-50 rule with it, because I'm like, I like it a lot. I love credit, and we use it. I mean, all my bills go on a credit card every month. I don't pay they don't come out of my, so if I have, I'm like, oh fuck, my check was short. Oops, doesn't matter. I have a fucking credit card that's covering this whole thing. I'm going to cover that. If I need any extra money, I obviously have more credit cards I can roll it over to. But it's just, I don't know.
And always increase that credit limit.
Yeah.
Every time you can.
The only thing I need to do now is do what Logan's been telling me. Go get that 4 lines of credit. I need to go do all that shit. I need to just get on my phone and...
I could hook you up fat. We've been talking. Yeah. I've talked a lot of credit.
Yeah,
And I play with that all the time.
I like that people know how to use it, like, because that's how James and Noel and them are. Like, they're way smart with it. And I remember living up at their house for like 8 weeks when we were having Paxton, and it was just like every fucking day you're like, James is like, so what'd you spend your money on today? I'm like, oh my God, dude, you gotta be kidding me. It's like, I'm a grown adult. And he's like, yeah, I know, but I'm trying to help you. And you're like, yeah, but I fucking hate this help. Why?
I don't want it.
Yeah, because I know I need to do it. I just don't want to do it, man. I just want to be a kid again. Just fucking Peter Pan me.
We have a whole podcast on credits, don't we?
Probably a couple episodes, yeah. But
Fuck yeah. I have to listen to those. I need more. Obviously, I need to always be on that shit, because my brain just wants to fucking do dumb shit. I'm like, I don't know. If my wife didn't do a lot of the stuff, like that's the one thing. Relationships, don't be that weirdo that's like, I'll handle the finances. I'm like, dude, I scored a 17 on the autism test. You know who's not touching the fucking number calculator? Me. That lady's doing that shit. I'm not doing it. Like, let's have a fucking, like,
my
know
wife
your
handles
fucking
the finances too.
yeah, know your fucking skills. Like, obviously, like, I'm not completely retarded. If she has, there's one thing's like, she's not good at like the emotional things where she's like, oh, we're gonna lose Netflix. I'm like, fuck, cut Netflix. Who cares? Fucking A. It's like, so we'll watch less porn. Got it. Cool. Let's steal Ethan's account. Let's go. You know, I don't know. Just not even that. Like, I don't know. She's like, I remember when we were broke, dude, during like the pandemic, and it was just like, Case, because I was working construction and I was just not making money. Like, obviously though, I didn't know shit. I'm there fucking $15 an hour. I don't know anything. I should have been like, if you're gonna be doing that type of work, you should have been doing it right out of high school to making money. You know, getting into that trade school shit, all that. I did not. I took $15 an hour because I needed the cash during COVID. Nobody was working. Thanks, China. Fucking, we're going. Nobody's working. I remember my account was negative like $800 because I had to pay all my bills, pay all this, pay all that, buying, you know, we were buying everything that we needed to, like food. We had a new baby at the time, and I'm like, holy fuck, what is going on here? But I remember some of those times of like having negative fucking accounts and stuff like that. If you don't have credit cards and know how to use credit, you're fucked. I would have never got out of that shit if I didn't know how the fuck to do what I was doing. Like, and having like people like Nola and James where they're like, oh, buddy, it's okay. We can help you out with this. You're not that bad yet. And you're like, oh, really? I only had $10,000. Like, during COVID, when I didn't have any fucking money, we paid off like $15,000 of debt with $10,000. Like, we did shit ton of stuff, like those stimulus checks and everything they were giving out and shit like that. Like, we paid fuck tons of debt off. And it was like, even the fuck tons that I talk about, like $15K of debt with $10,000. It's like, I have never been in debt. I don't even want to talk about debt to people because my dad's like, oh, dude, I've been in like 70,000 before. I'm like, what the fuck? If I was in 70K, I'd fucking kill myself.
So do you currently have any debt, or are you guys debt free?
I'm pretty much, other than my credit card that spends every month to cover the bills, I don't use my credit card. Other than gas, awesome. Which is like, so, I mean, my credit cards are all below the 15% for sure.
So
like,
do you guys live paycheck to paycheck, or are you comfortable enough to where you don't have to do that right now?
We save money for the most part. We've definitely, we've definitely done better before. It seemed like the last 4 weeks or 5 weeks were good. We were able to save a lot of money. There's some, like, because we've been able to save up to like $5,000. Awesome. And it seems like once we get that, but then like, as you know, my wife's been going to the doctor like every fucking 10 minutes. So now we don't have 5,000, you know, or whatever. And so it's like, I don't know. It seemed like those, I don't know. We do good on like, I don't know. We do good, but it's like, I don't know how much we're saving. My wife better at that shit. She'd probably tell you right now, oh, we're saving this, we're saving that. And I'm like, I have accounts that she doesn't know about that have money in them. I don't know if that's good. I have them. So I know we have money if we need it, but I'm
hopefully she doesn't listen to this.
Oh, she probably will. She's going to eat my ass up. Fucking accounts do you have, you asshole? It's just Chime, lady. Chill.
So
I don't know. Like, we've been able to save money. We're not, like, I'm not fucking crazy. Like, I don't have a ton of money in the fucking bank. I'm not crazy rich or anything. I have enough where I don't live paycheck to crazy paycheck. That's what is nice. Like, I don't know. I get to the next paycheck. I still have some money that wasn't allocated to anything, and then I can go to the next paycheck. Yeah. But as long as there's nothing like fucking stupid bills that come up, like I think last time we had to pay our fucking propane bill, but we had to rent the thing and pay the propane in it because it was empty. And that was like $500, and I was like, what the hell? All right, sweet. That was sweet. That one seemed like it was more of a paycheck to paycheck, but that was... I don't know, that was like 4 months ago, and that was the last time that ever happened to me. I don't know, everybody, you guys have random expenses like that? That you're like, oh, fuck, how the hell did that come out?
Yeah, my car just barely.
Those cars need new tires or some shit. You know?
Yeah, like...
Oil changes all the time, brakes, whatever.
I was going to say, I feel like, I would say paycheck to paycheck in like the normal standards, because I don't save like $1,000 a paycheck like most people do that I know, but I guess most people that we work with are fucking.
Yeah, I don't know.
Paycheck. That's impressive.
That.
Well, most of the kids we work with are fucking 16, so when I hear how much they're saving, I'm like, fuck, I don't save any money.
Oh, yeah.
I save $50 less paycheck.
Yeah, they don't even have bills. That's the thing. They're like $50 for rent.
Yeah.
And then a car payment. So yeah, they can save fucking $2,000 a month.
Yeah, so like, I don't know, save $150 here and there. Like probably every other paycheck, I'd say we save at least $100, which is good. Yes. Yeah. But it's like when you're looking at interest rates at houses and shit, I'm like, fuck, I got a long way to go, especially when I didn't do shit smart all the way up till 18, where I could have had $20,000 in my account, but I was like, nah, dude, drugs, sex, and rock and roll.
Well, if it makes you feel better, in the last 6 months, I paid roughly $25K.
What the fuck are you doing?
a cruise, wedding, flight school. Like for our honeymoon, yeah. Shit's fucking expensive, so you're not the only one.
Fucking hell, I was say, fuck. Maybe my expenses aren't that bad. We're trying to save up for a house right now. That's like our biggest thing to try to get out. And yeah, I don't know. That's our biggest want right now is a house. Like Vanny wants that house. She wants to be able to have her own property to let her kids go out on. Where like our property, it's like, yeah, it's fun, but it's not fenced in. Can't let your kids run around all the fucking weird people. I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you guys live in an apartment or
No,
with somebody?
My dad has that second house on that property that we live in.
Oh, like out in Harriman?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, I don't know. That thing's pretty nice. I don't know. Now I'm thinking about that paycheck to paycheck thing. Like, fuck, now I feel like I'm paycheck to paycheck. You got me all fucked up in my head again.
Don't go pee.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. I gotta get out of here. No, I don't know. I'm like, I wish I made more money. I don't know. I feel like the only way I know this is my child support shit came in and they're like, how much money do we pay you for child support? Because I have full custody of my kid. So I get $30 a month because I make $5,000 a month. And I'm like, who the fuck is making this money? Because I know I'm not making $5,000 a month. But I think they did it with like.
They do gross.
Like no taxes taken out and shit like
Yeah.
that. So I was like, fuck, I felt like I made good money when they said 5,000, but then I was like, no, that's not right. That's not right. There's no way I make I maybe make 5,000 a month, but not, I don't know. What is 5,000 a month? How does that hourly? I could tell you yes or no off that.
You'll probably see about 3,500 of that. 32 to 35, I'll bet.
Yeah, that makes about sense.
Mm-hmm.
That seems like, yeah. And then if our bills are usually about $3,200, so we're about $300 in. Yeah, see, I could have done that math way easy.
Yeah.
Oh, I buy drugs too, so don't ever count that out.
There you go.
How do you spend a month on that?
Oh, fuck. I used to spend a lot more than I'd spend now, but I think every paycheck on our spreadsheet I have of my addictions, which is mine and Vanny's like vape. I think we have like 220 in there. That's the one thing I'll never do. All these people, it's like,
Downgrade your lifestyle to the place you want to be.
I'm like, look here, motherfucker. I'm living in a shack already. I ain't gonna fucking stop smoking weed. How do you think you keep living in a fucking shack?
Fair.
And it's not like you're like, oh, because the weed is making you fucking lazy or anything. It's like, no, there's fucking 4 walls in this house and there's nowhere else to look, motherfucker. I gotta do something. You're either getting shit-faced drunk, which is not better than smoking weed every day. I tell you that. I'd rather smoke than get shit-faced. Like, I love drinking, but my problem is I have that no off switch like everybody, like my dad and all of them, where you're like,
So, we'll go to liver failure or we're dead. Pick one.
and you're like,
There is no fucking line.
I don't know.
So what do you think about drugs being illegal?
Illegal?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Specifically weed in Utah.
Fucking A. Those Mormons need to get the fuck out of that shit so bad, dude. If I ever see them fucking Mormons having their fucking prop no fucking shit on their fucking porch again and they've never even done any research on the fucking pot, but yet they're fucking 16-year-olds out there just fucking selling it to all the neighborhood kids and me, I'm gonna be so fucking pissed. I'm like, look here, you little fucks. First off, the whole thing's stupid because, one, drugs are a stupid thing to even have illegal in the first place. Like, who the fuck says you can't put something into your fucking body? You want to fucking smoke meth and take apart a radio 15 times a day? I don't fucking care. You can do that shit in your basement, and as long as you're not, like, making it where it fucks the house up with the persons you're renting, like, look into the whole aspect. Like, if somebody's making meth in their house, is it their house? Yes. Do they own that thing? Is the bank going to come in and repossess this thing? Because they technically don't own that house. But if they own that fucking house, they can make all the meth they want in that fucking
You never
place.
own your house because you have property taxes.
Yeah, so I guess you'll never own it. But, like, if you're down to that, like, where it's like, I just got the mortgage on it, it's mine, it's hard to get it away from me, like, not a renter. If you're renting and you're fucking making meth, you're fucking retarded. You're probably living in a complex that's getting everybody else sick. Like, yeah, that's called fucking, like, you have to not harm anybody else while you do your fucking drugs, you idiot. Like, duh. Like, I don't know. You can't get other people high and then other people like,
Well, what about the fucking children?
and it's like, what are you talking about? Like,
What about the people that
get high and they don't pay attention to their kids. I'm like, I can't play God all day long. I'll find them as I catch them, okay? And that's when we'll fucking prosecute. But, like, we're not going to sit here and be like, oh, they're legal because of the things they do behind closed doors. It's like, who cares? There's so much. Well, and then it's like, we'll legalize Adderall. Adderall's the same thing as meth. The only thing it doesn't do is make your fucking teeth fall out and get really addictive for your kids. And it really actually does get addictive for your kids.
Yeah.
Like, I had a buddy in middle school overdose on that shit like 3 times before his parents took him off of it. Overdose,
Wow.
dude. I mean, we were snorting like fucking 450 milligrams of that shit out of these math books, just fucking. I remember staying awake for like 3 days, just fucking tweaked on shit. Just, you know, you're fucking seeing shit and stuff, and it's like, and they're fucking giving that shit to kids, and it's like, they've tried to give it to my kid, you know, and you're like, look, I know I just said what I just said, but at the same fucking time, if you ask your doctor to take one of those Adderalls and he doesn't take that Adderall and he looks at you and says he's a medical professional, I'd fucking say you're a liar. Any good drug dealer will take their fucking drugs before they sell it to anybody. That's just how it works. I'm never going to fucking buy drugs from somebody that won't take it. It's just like not even on the fucking radar, you know? Like, I don't even know how the hell that would even work. Like, how, smoke this. See what happens. Have you? No. Then fuck off, bro. What are we going to do? Eat each other's face? I don't know. For drugs, though, it's like... The drug thing is stupid, though, because it's more of a personal choice type thing. There is some aspects to it that are different where you can get into, like, the gray lines of fucking everything, but that's the same thing with rape and abortion. It's like, dude, there's a fucking gray line into everything. And I think that is for the individual to judge on themselves what's best for themselves. Like, I'm not going to be like, you should not do meth because it makes you stay awake for 4 days. I'm like, I don't fucking care if you stay awake for 4 days. I've been sleeping for 3. I don't care. Like, I don't know. But, like, and even, like, Utah, they went with that Prop 2 shit. Every fucking Mormon around the fucking world was just like, no on the Prop 2. No on the Prop 2. And then it went, and it fucking got yesed.
What is Prop 2?
Prop 2 was the, like, I think it was like 2018, 2015 probably, roughly, area when we were legalizing marijuana. And it was for recreational use. It was for recreational. You could grow it in your house if you lived between like 50 miles of a dispensary. You could grow up to like 8 or 10 plants or something weird. It was recreation. ID that says you're 21, you get to smoke that shit. Sell it at gas stations, whatever. But then, you know, all those state liquor stores you see around the fucking place, you're like, why are these here? Those are the Mormons. As much as they say state liquor store, they should say Mormon state liquor store, motherfucker. Because half that shit is like, if you watched, like, if you paid attention to any of the finances that the Mormon church was moving around during Prop 2, it was all things to invest into marijuana. And then when they did step in and they're like, we don't think Prop 2 can be legal because of fucking religious uses or whatever they had, and they were voting so no against it. But then there was that big pushback because obviously we're medically legalized right now. So there was some pushback. I can tell you how that conversation went.
We cannot do this. This is horrible. Invest into the fucking weed now. We don't have enough to support this shit.
And it's like, what do you mean? Why are you saying that to him? It's like, oh, no, nothing. So we don't think this shit should be legal. They should have to buy this little card that costs $160. Make sure you invest in a lot of paper cards. We're going to need those. You know, there's fucking all this shit. It's just all this back-ass words behind the closed doors. Like, we'll invest in all this shit to make it so it can become legal. We're going to run all the state stores. We're going to give out all the fucking stuff. And it's all like, they're like, no, it's the state doing this. Motherfucker, half you guys are in the fucking church. Who's giving you the fucking, like, and you're going to sit here and look at me and be like, no, I came to this conscious decision myself. It's like, you're a fucking liar. There's so much evidence. Like, if one human being took 2 seconds, like, hey, what is marijuana? And you start doing, like, your web searches and all this shit, you would, like, be appalled. You'd be like, what the fuck? These monkeys don't allow their people to touch this shit? And you'd be like, no, fuck no. It fucking cures cancer. You can make metal and stuff out of it, like fiberglass and stuff. Like Ford had fiberglass cars and shit like that would, like, never dent. Like, they could hit it with hammers. They have videos of it. Henry Ford's hitting it with, like, an axe. Doesn't dent it, doesn't chip the paint, doesn't take anything off. And, like, at the time, too, even you watch that video, it says this is one of millions of products right now that's on the, you know. There was millions of hemp products, and then we get to the 70s and they just stop. And then we have oil and all this random shit that starts being invested into. And if you look at what the world's doing at that same time, we're invading people for their oil and all this shit that's going to make us a shit ton of money, opium, all that stuff. And it's just like the whole thing from marijuana to, like, from people, I don't know. The whole thing is just retarded to me. Like, every person that wants to sit there, I know I said Mormons a lot, but it's probably just fucking stupid individuals. That's what we should jot it down to. It's not even Mormons. It's just fucking retards. Like, if you looked at it for 2 seconds, you'd be like, wow, this shit is amazing. People have been using this. Like, this is the other thing, too. Most religions, until, like, the 70s, were using a lot of that shit in their rituals, like psychedelics to weed to everything. Like, India was walking around there doing their little things and the little lantern things, swooping it around. That was hemp a lot of the times. It was marijuana. People would just... And it's just like, so when you do that and then we just go on this like strict no policy, to me, it's just like, I don't know. Anytime somebody's saying no and there's like mass amounts of people telling you not to do something, and it's like, and you can look into the evidence and you're like, nobody's dying, nobody's doing any of this shit. And then they're like,
But the real problem is the fentanyl.
and you're like, the fuck? No, it ain't. You fucking like, yeah, it is. But like, what the fuck, lady? We have a way big conversation to go through. I don't know. Drugs are different to me. Like, and I know you can't just like legalize everything like right off the bat. There's a lot more that goes into it. Who's going to take probable cause for when people do bad things, you know? And that's the thing. It's the individual that has to take those types of problems. Like Budweiser and all them having to like advertise not to drink and drive. Like, that's the fucking stupidest thing I've ever heard in my fucking life. You ever had 6 beers and want to drive? Yeah, it probably sounds like a good idea, but like the cognitive function ain't even there anymore. I don't know. Just for me, that stuff is like, it makes sense. You're just like, what the fuck? Why would you do that? But then even with like marijuana and all that stuff, it's like, even meth or anything else, it's like cocaine, anything. It's like, what is the problem that you have with it? Like, that's the thing with freedom. It has a double-edged sword. Nobody wants to talk about it. Freedom has that double-edged sword. Yeah, technically this person can do this. Now, should he morally? It's different conversations, but yeah, he can do this. That's why we fucking established this whole fucking American thing, you know, so people can do what they want as long as you're not pinching people's penny pockets or breaking their legs. It's the only 2 things. You can't steal from people, can't hurt people. It's pretty fucking easy things not to do. And if you can do, like, most people that are on weed or doing drugs, most people aren't hurting people. Like, yeah, there is some meth addicts that ride fucking cars into a fucking group of kids. That happens. I'm not going to say it doesn't. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, yeah, no bad shit happens in the world when people do drugs. Like, yeah, no, bad shit happens. But at the same fucking time, look at all the good that was happening during like the 60s and stuff when people were doing LSD. Like, look at all the tools and stuff that were invented from people doing LSD. It's actually trippy as fuck when you look at, like, you can just look up like web search, like things invented by LSD. And it's like fucking lawnmowers, all this weird shit. They have a lawnmower where it like, it just vibrates and it goes, and they use them at golf courses a lot, and it like floats over the fucking thing and cuts the grass. Invented by somebody on LSD. It's weird. Like, they have cool shit that happens, like, and I'm not saying, I don't know, anything to, any way you put it, you know, everybody's been using drugs since the beginning of fucking time in civilization. I mean, that's how we know what to eat. Does it make you feel good? Does it kill you? All right, I can take both of those. You know, I don't know, that's how it goes for me, but I don't know. For me, it's just different because after you've done shit like that and you've done different drugs and all this shit like that, you're like, when people are like, you should not do these things, they're bad for you. It's like, go fuck yourself. Go try something before you ever tell me not to fucking do it, you weirdos. Like, I'm not going to sit there and be like, you know, like tell gay people,
You guys should not ass fuck each other. Because I read on the internet that it does like anal leakage and shit. Like,
I don't give a fuck. I don't care. It's your thing, dude. Go do it. Like, I don't know. I'm not going to stop you. It's your free will. You're consenting adults. Do it. It's not my problem with it. I don't know. I have a weird thing with that because I'm like, I'm full freedom. But at the same fucking time, if you were a meth addict that walked on my fucking property, I'd kick the fucking shit out of you and I'd show you what the double-edged other side of freedom looks like. Like, yeah, technically I could ass rape you and bury you on this property. Now, should I? No, I won't. No, you technically can't do that. But no, like, I'm weird because I would be that person. Like, somebody walk on your property that you don't know. I'm like, what's up, motherfucker? Who are you? What do you want? Or if you're from the government, take 6 steps back because that's even worse. Like, I don't know. Anytime I hear I'm fucking from the government, I want to go the other direction. I hate those fuckers. Never going to trust people that poisoned black people and gave them syphilis and then fucking got Marilyn Manson in fucking, like, they literally taught him in prison how to become a cult leader. Did you know that? It's fucking awesome. But it's fucking trippy.
Is that real?
Yeah, they taught him how to become a cult leader. He was part of like the LSD trials, and they taught him how to become a cult leader. He got arrested for shit that they were letting him out of jail because they told him, the FBI went to people and like, no, we're watching this motherfucker. And you're like, I'm going to trust these people. And that's the other thing with the aliens, all these fucking dumbass teenagers.
The aliens are real. The aliens are real.
I'm like, you know who gave us this information? It's the same fucking people that are over there bombing the fuck out of people and trying not to let you know that you're actually in World War III. You just didn't know it.
Yep.
Those are other conspiracies. You can get on that Alex Jones podcast, go on that. I'm not going to let you guys do that on here, but I don't know. That stuff to me, I don't know. I hate the fucking weed drug conversation with people because they're always like, they always bring the fucking kids into it, or the fucking driving, or the fucking this, and you're like, you're the dumbest person I've ever met. All those were decisions that you made that were very fucking bad, and you will be prosecuted at the end for what you fucking did.
Well, here's the thing, too. Whether it's legal or not, people are going to do it.
Yeah. That's just the same thing.
It's
yeah.
going to happen.
I'm gonna outlaw guns. Well, now they all have more guns. That is weird. How the fuck did that happen? Like, I don't know. It's fucking stupid to me. I don't know. That's why I'm like, I'm not out here to play God in any type of politics or anything like that. That's not my fucking job. My job is to, like, or anybody's job, like all of us, like, it's our job to make sure that people are just, I don't know, obviously not killing people, stealing shit and all that shit like that. Like, that's everybody's kind of job. Like, nobody wants that shit to happen around their house or anything like that. I don't know. I'm weird. But no, that's why I'm like, with the drug thing, I'm like, it's a real big question of freedoms. Like, how much do you actually believe in freedom? How much are you willing to actually put into, like, the thought of freedom? Like, how much freedom do I actually have if somebody's telling me I can't do something? How much freedom do I actually have if I can't do these things? It's like, and some things it's like, people are like, see, that's why I should be able to drive without insurance. And you're like, you work $15 an hour. You should have insurance. There's also smart decisions we should make just because of the society we live in, you know? Like, you don't just want to go fuck people's shit up just because you're like, yeah, Casey said on that podcast that insurance is a fucking scam and we shouldn't have it and it's freedom for all this shit. And like, oh, no. Casey did not say that shit. Casey said to fucking still do your shit. Just be smart. Don't be dumb.
Insurance feels like a scam until you need it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I fucking will always have insurance. I don't want to pay like 100+ K out of pocket if you hit something. Like my brother, he got hit by a car. They paid him like $100,000.
Dang.
I'm not fucking, no way. I'm not paying some kid $100,000. I guess you'd have to if you fucking hit him. Sorry, buddy. Yeah. Oh, that'd be so fucking horrible. What's funny is he got hit by some like 70-year-old chick.
Serious? Insurance paid him out?
Yeah. Still funny though. It's a fucking 80-year-old chick just fucking ding. I thought it was a dog. Like, fuck yeah.
Did he get hurt?
Yeah, he broke his femur.
Ew.
Yeah, he broke his femur. It was all fucked up.
Yeah, he walked with a cane for a long time.
Yeah, he still kind of has like a hobble, but I think that's because he's fat. Well, he got way fat on there. Oh, dude.
I seen him the other day and was like, holy fuck.
Yeah, you're like, dude.
No way.
Yes.
Dude, like 60 pounds it has to be.
Yeah.
Big.
They just put on?
Yeah.
He was a little dude.
Yeah, he was. He was like way skinny, and now he's just fat. I'm like, what the fuck, man? I think I don't know. I don't know what he's doing wrong. Eating 4 pancakes a day, probably. Fuck.
So I kept hearing mention of like you wanna do better for your family, you wanna do better for your wife, kids, all that jazz.
Yeah.
How do you see yourself doing that? And you talked about these patents, but is there anything you're actively doing to pursue that goal?
Other than legit trying to just spend, you know, not your stupid hours like doom scrolling on fucking Facebook, doing actual research for yourself and doing like I said, little product building that I do. That's about it. I want to do more. Like I said, that's why I want to get that lifestyle of like, I want to really fine tune all out's lifestyle for me. So I can like, okay, I have these days off. I have these days off. I can do this these days. I really need to start actually getting a set schedule. Cause I'm one of those people, I do way better on schedules. Like I do the whole like, the fuck is it, that Elon Musk like to-do list thing where he has like the 5:30 one. But I like to wake up.
What is this? I've never heard of it.
Oh yeah, so there's like a to-do list. You do like, it's got like 20 of them or 24 little things. You have your top 3 priorities of the day, what you want to get done. You have to get those done before the day's over, and then you start your day. Like I start my day 4:30's wake up, do your workout, do this, and I go 4. It goes 4:30, 4, 5, 5:30, and it goes in 30-minute intervals. And I like to go and I'll do it out, like, and then like all the way to working. Like I'm working till like 4. I'll work, but I'll go more like driving to my job this time. I should be arriving at the warehouse here. I'm doing this at this time. I'm doing this at this time. Got to make a call at lunch at this time. And then you have like your dump box. It has like your brain dump where any fucking random idea that you have that you're just like, holy shit, I can't get this off my brain. I need to put it in this thing, get it out, draw it, whatever it is. That's what I do. So I have like sheets and sheets and sheets of that shit. Like I think I've done it for like a year and a half now, like consistent. So I have that. And so it's nice because I like that schedule shit. I'm weird. As much as I do have that weird, like, oh, I can do things, whatever, there is a certain amount of the time, but I also do leave like it goes all the way to like midnight.
Mm-hmm.
So like midnight is free time. Free time, like midnight. Well, free time starts at like 10:30 to 11 is your free time hours, and I go to like midnight. If you stay up till 1 a.m., then that's your fucking problem. That's what I do sometimes, but usually it's like when I get to midnight, I like to watch. I'll do like podcasts. Well, like I listen to podcasts. But that's a weird thing too, because like my brain, to see a product, to fix it, or to like think of it, you kind of need to be like you're almost like an artist type shit, but you're not, because you're like, hey, I need some weird, like I need something stimulating, I need something going, but because you also help, you know, you're like, hey, I'm trying to figure out this product, but you need to work at it different angles. You need to like rubber ducky that thing. You're constantly like fucking yelling at like inanimate objects like this. I'm doing this, I'm fucking going this way, I'm turning around this way, I've been looping back this fucking shit this way, why isn't this thing working? And you're just constantly working at things, turning it around, fucking, I do that all times. Like, I'll do that a lot. I do that. That's probably one of my biggest things, and I'm working at like last night, me and Paxton were up. He's going and going on shit. I was looking at TikTok, and I found somebody was selling this weird product, but then I started going on this other tangent of what the fuck was it? Have it. I started going on this other tangent of a fucking, like barn doors for some reason. I don't fucking know why. Started going on barn doors. If we could put those on tents and shit, because Saul talked about it to me, and then I was cool. Then I was just hooked. I'm like, hey, how can we put a fucking barn door on a tent? And then I just started like Googling weird shit, and then I'm like, oh fuck. That's how my night goes usually. Like, usually I'll have my top 3 of priorities, which lately has been like things for All Out. It seems like it's been more like edit video. So like I'd edit video, take more content, and then what was my last one I did? I want to say it was because I was trying to do my little 3D printer thing. I want to start learning schematics. How do you do that? Like blueprinting weird shit where you can like turn over shit. I don't know how to do that. Like
SolidWorks.
Yeah. Is that?
That's a program you can get that allows you to print, like create those things, and I believe it's 3D print compatible.
Yeah, that's what I
played with that in college a little bit, and it was pretty cool.
So that's what
to Torin. He currently does that stuff.
Yeah.
3D prints.
Too.
Yeah, and Alan. They 3D print all sorts of shit.
Dallin does it for pay.
Really?
So
Yeah, Dallin's really good.
yeah.
I need to talk. Yeah, see, that's what I need to do. I need
He's
to be
in
more.
town.
Is he? Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Doesn't he live in fucking Missouri now?
Mm-hmm.
He Jewed himself out, huh?
Yeah. But you can contact him. He's pretty good at that. I can show you his business card he gave us. One second, we find it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Torin's got shed at Nexus that's just full of 3D printers.
See, I need to go over there. I need to start getting more. That's my one thing too. Is I probably need to get more into like my relationships in life.
Business card.
What the fuck? These fucking 3D printers, man.
3D printed business card right there.
That's actually dope. Dallin's
Yeah.
fucking cool as shit. Kid's a nerd, but he's cool. Nerds are my favorite, dude.
Yeah,
I love watching people blow your mind. That shit's fun.
Yeah, he brought when we had him on 3D printed guns and shit.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's cool.
Hell yeah. That's the motherfucker you need. Maybe he's not
For
such a
show
bad guy.
only.
Yeah.
We haven't shot anybody yet.
Nobody's willing to put on the bulletproof vest we 3D printed. Do you think somebody's gonna do that next?
I wouldn't be surprised.
3D print homes. You can 3D print homes.
Dude, those things are sick. I've watched
So
those little
cool.
like cement.
Yeah.
Those things
I
are
was
dope.
looking into it the other day. They're fast. They print a home in a few days.
Oh fuck.
So cool.
Yeah.
I wonder what you're like. Is that? Do you think it's actually worth it? Like, do you think people are gonna actually be doing that?
I think they will. Because all they got to do is set up the machine and click a design.
Yeah.
Then you have people that smooth the inner walls. That's all. That's the whole house.
That'd be sweet. You get yourself like a dome house. Start making like some Tatooine shit. Like everybody's gonna look like a Star Wars house. That's our fucking HOA, bitch. You have to have a Star Wars house.
Yeah, I was looking into them the other day. There's some of them are like three or four times more structurally sound than a normal house.
And it'd be a lot cheaper.
Yeah,
Because you don't have to pay for man hours.
Dude,
Yeah,
I'm
like-
into that shit. All that shit where they're like, no, it's better, stronger, faster. I'm like, fuck yeah, it's like my penis. Let's go. Get that thing. I don't know. I love that shit. I don't know. I'm weird. I definitely want to do a lot more in my life. I definitely want to I need to just take moments and actually like figure that shit out. Maybe I need to go on like a spirit quest, eat like an eighth of shrooms, and just fucking go out there and figure it out for a minute.
I think you'd be a guy who really likes stocks. If
Oh,
you haven't played with those yet.
I fucked with stocks. I'm not good with that. I'm emotional. Like, I don't know. I did the crypto and stuff with James and them, like when they were all putting in money, and then I did stocks a little. I still actually own a little bit of Tesla stock. I don't own a full stock. I think I put like 150, $400 into it or something weird. I don't even think I have the full 400 anymore. I think I did GameStop because Nady was saying some, so I switched that up. Yeah, I did I don't know. I only do what people like. I don't know. They're weird.
I'm saying it would feed your mind a lot because there's so much to it that you can learn.
Yeah.
And actually learn how to do it. I spent about 6 months researching like 4 hours, 6 hours a day on stocks, and there's so much to learn.
Fuck. I do love that wild shit
That
though.
I think you would like for your brain.
I think it would help.
The emotions once you get out of those, you'll probably be emotional the first year and a half-ish. And
Yeah.
lose some, gain some, whatever, and then starts numbing out, and you're okay.
Yeah. I should try it more. I think I'd be good. I think you're right. I think I would be good at weird shit like that. Fuck, man. Computers, dude. They fucked me up.
Don't need much.
Yeah.
A lot of the apps actually allow you to even shadow trade. So they'll give you like $1 million or whatever to start of fake money, and you just throw that in different stocks and see how that does, and that'll help feed you too and build the trends and build like what you thought was going to happen did happen. You're like, oh shit, okay, I'm getting this down a little more, you know?
That would be shit. That was like NFTs and shit. That shit was fun. NFTs were fucking cool. I think they'll still be big. Well,
It's going to need to change a lot from just being a picture you buy.
well, no, yeah, and
know?
a fucking money laundering scheme.
Yeah.
That's all it was. It wasn't like everybody was like, oh, look at all this money. It's like they're money laundering the fuck out of this shit. You know, it's art, right? And they could fucking pay people $10 million and never have to pay a cent on that shit. Like, I don't know. I'm sure Logan Paul and all them did a lot of that weird shit. Getting on, like, because they did a lot of NFTs and stuff where I was like, get on my podcast, do this. I don't know if theirs were scams, but I know there was a lot. I bought a fucking horse on one of those fuckers. I didn't spend a lot of money. I just like to check it out, but I was just like, I remember I bought like this little Zen horse or something. There's Zen run horses. I still think those will be pretty cool, but I don't know. That shit's weird to me. The non-fungible tokens, like, it's going to be big. It's going to be definitely something, but it's not going to be like people think. It'll be more like a Ready Player One thing where you're buying skins, and that's your non-fungible token, or like you'll be buying like a
Sword or something.
a cup that sits in your house just like you do in real life. Like, that's going to be what it is. People are going to, I mean, they already are going towards that fucking weird, like, living in the fucking virtual world. Like, there's people that do the Starbucks in the virtual world. Have you seen that?
No.
Fucking interesting, man. They literally just do Starbucks in VR. They get, some of them were saying because they get paid in like they were getting paid in cryptocurrencies and other ways, and like the NFTs obviously, but they were making more money than the Starbucks people. Because
So what are they selling? How does that even make sense?
yeah, I don't know. They're just virtual drinks, but people would hang out.
What?
Yeah, and it's just a virtual Starbucks that you go hang out at. Say there's one on like a Long Beach and you've wanted to go sit there and have a coffee. You just go do it and you're paying these virtual people like money to do it.
Weird.
Dude, yeah, no, and the thing is though, that'll be probably pretty big in our future, like our kids' future or something, or even probably ours. It'll be fucking interestingly big. Like, I don't know. It'll be like that where people are buying like, or like you watch those people where they go in the bars and shit and they just have like bar fights and shit, and that shit's funny as fuck to watch.
I haven't seen that. What is it? Virtual like bar fights or something?
Yeah, so like
It's fun.
what is
That
it?
sounds kind of fun.
Is it those chat rooms but you can make it into anything where it's like a bar and your friends are just it's fucking cool though.
Yeah, they had a Earth 2 app where you could buy virtual land for crypto.
Yeah.
It was pretty neat.
I've seen a couple of those. I wondered if they were worth it to like buy your own house. I wondered that, like, buy your own house in the metaverse just to like prepare for the future of what's going to happen, or even like buy your likeness for just in case. Like, what if you do, like Keanu Reeves and them do that? Did you know that? Since The Matrix, that guy, you got to look into him. He's fucking weird, but since The Matrix, he got way into it. So there's been a game that is essentially virtual reality, like, you know, you're playing sim shit. It's going since like the 80s. But so he gets the Matrix contract. He starts looking into all of it. I'm sure he, you know, starts looking into a lot of it. But he's had one of the weirdest contracts, I think it was, in like Hollywood, where he's owned his likeness for video games to everything, to the internet, to everything,
That's
like
cool.
since the 90s, because of the Matrix, because he's seen, obviously he was doing the Matrix, and then so you're obviously seeing that virtual metaversey shit going on, so you're like, okay, maybe there is something to this, and he was right. And so like he has one of those contracts where a lot of people actually started doing them now, where it's like, nope, I own my own likeness, I own my own voice, I own my own this, I own my own this, internet presence, everything. It's like interesting. Like, and that'll be something for like your kids. Like eventually there's going to be some sort of fucking plug in play type thing that you're like, oh no, my kids own all their own shit in there. I don't know. It'll definitely be, I don't know if it'll be like you'll want to do it just because you're protecting your kid as much as more as like you'll be doing it to like prove that it's you.
Yeah, like ID almost.
Yeah, like because that's, just like debit cards and shit became super, super popular, you're going to have that sort of transaction happening, I bet, where it's like you're going to be able to interview people and interview a product before you even, like a car or something. You're going to be able to fucking dealership that shit. Look it out. I mean, they're already doing that type of stuff. You can look at the cars on virtual before you even get into it and all that stuff, but it's going to take it one step further. I guarantee they already have it where it's like, put on your virtual mask. It's like, that'll be pretty dope. Like, my dad was fishing with his buddies the other day. That was funny as fuck to watch. Fat dude just like fishing with his buddies, like, and you're like, what are you doing, Dad? He's like, oh, I've got like Alma and all them on there. We're fishing and stuff. Like, what the fuck, dude? This is fucking
Why
dope.
don't you just go fishing?
Yeah, exactly, dude. You live up the road from each other. But no, they'll do that shit. It's cool.
I mean, I could see that with like business meetings and whatnot,
Yeah.
like across the globe or something.
We've already got Zoom.
Yeah, but like physical, have everybody there. I don't know.
Yeah.
It'll be way cool.
Be an
Oh,
extra
like,
touch.
well, and maybe for like coders too. Maybe they'll like have groups of people coding and they'll be looking at each other's code like, hey, you're missing that over there. Like maybe it'll be better like business interaction where it's like you'll have that I'm at home fucking capability and I'm in my underwear doing this, but you'll have that, on hands work. You could look at somebody and know they're fucking off still.
Yeah.
Your avatar is looking at the fucking wall again, buddy. Turn the fuck around.
Yeah, they'll definitely use it for training, any kind of training.
Oh yeah. Or even like
fighting training, boxing.
Yeah.
Like real life.
That's what I was just gonna say.
Boxing against people once it gets good enough. Just
Yeah.
not take any hits.
if Zuckerberg keeps doing his fucking jujitsu, maybe he'll fucking turn that meta into fucking world player #1. We'll see who's the strongest.
Yeah, you could do like death fights and shit
Yeah.
that you could pay to watch.
That'd be sick.
That would be sick. I'm ready for that type of shit. That AI shit, I'm into it, dude. If somebody could give me an AI to wrap my body so it can learn how to fucking do shit for event people, I would never do events again. Fucking 15 seconds, I'd wrap that thing up and make it do all that countless, mindless work. I'd be like, I don't care if it's taking my job. I don't have to fucking do it anymore. We'll figure out something else. I think that's what it'll be. You'll have people wearing like all these little devices. You'll be like, what the fuck is that? And I'll be like, oh, we're wearing these so the AI can track our movement so it can do our job. And you'd be like, that's cool. And then they'll have this blank stare look at them, like they're just fucking up their job constantly, or they just hate themselves because they're going to be replaced in 5 years, and you're going to be like watching souls die around the planet. It'll be pretty fun. All these cashiers and fucking McDonald's people fucking, I need more money to do this. And you'll just watch them just die slowly. AIs will take over their brain, like their jobs and everything. There's not enough.
Well, then you gotta have people to run the AIs.
Oh, dude, there's always going to be jobs.
Oh, yeah.
It's be like that Willy Wonka, like Charlie in the Chocolate Factory, where his dad gets replaced by the robot, but at the end he's fixing the robot.
Yeah.
That's what it'll be. Like, everybody thinks that it's going to be like, I don't know, world-ending civilization. Like, it could. It fucking very well could. Like, it's like the Terminator thing. Like, Terminator, like, of the show, like, the screenplay, if I remember right, it didn't actually say that, like, they bombed humans and they killed humans because we were a nuisance. What happened is that it was less effective to create roads to Walmart when you were running the planet and you needed stuff, like, as the AI, you needed stuff to make sure it was going across, so you would fix other roads before you would fix the human roads. And so humans just got pushed out to the edge of civilization, and then that's when they went back and started revolting, and that's when the T-900 was created. It wasn't necessarily like, oh, we're fucking eliminate all humans. AI just didn't have a use for us. We weren't useful enough for it because it could, and we weren't why would you take care of something when you can already take care of yourself, you know? So it's like, that's the way AI is probably it's gonna be like a slow creeper type thing where it's like, wait, we don't know how to build the roads, like that episode of fucking Mandalorian and Jack Black where they all don't know how to do shit and they can't shut the robots off, but yet the robots fuck killing everybody. That's probably what your more AI future would look like, but it's like medical robots. No, they're too young to live. And they're just like sending off babies and you're like, oh, fuck, no, dude. That thing just started. And it's like, no, it ended. You're like, I don't know. I think that would be more type of along the lines with, less joking involved, but more like one day you'd be like, wow, why is my road not paved? Why the fuck is this robot's not out here working? What the fuck? And then they just would not use you anymore. Why would they use you? They'd be a superior human. Mm-hmm. Or maybe, I don't know. Or they would have to fight you. That would be an interesting fucking one.
Yeah.
I don't know. AI stuff's cool as fuck to me because I'm into it because I'm like, oh yeah, that's like humans creating consciousness. That's like the closest thing to like if you are a Mormon and you believe in like fucking creating worlds and doing all that weird shit like that, or even like just whatever you believe in, like doesn't matter, Hinduism to Christianity to anything. It's like this thing throws a fucking loop into a lot of things we're doing here. Like we're playing with something that is almost close to what we are. We're giving something the ability to think like we do. Then we have the internet where it has all the information. Now you've got a brain, you've got the data. Now you just need to figure out a moral compass for this thing. And it's us. And it's interesting because it's something that's so close, like a primate, but yet we've created it. So it's like, it almost feels like it won't hurt you like a primate. You know, you're like, no, this gorilla, I fed it food, it won't hurt me. Oh, seems pretty fun.
We'll find out.
Yeah, I don't know. That shit's cool to me. I'm like, I'm into that weird, like, futuristic shit. I'm like, fuck yeah, let's get it.
It'll come quick.
I think so. I don't know.
Very quick.
Well, we've adopted it faster than we adopted the internet. We adopted the internet in 20 years. It only took us like 2.5 years to adopt AI.
Yeah.
Into like lifestyle, like where people are like using it, like coders to everybody. Like a lot of people use it. I use ChatGPT like all the time. ChatGPT, if you're a patent writer, is awesome. You can write a patent so fast with ChatGPT if you can, because all it is you're telling it what you need and what parameters and what law. So like you can tell it like, okay, ask AI, you are a patent officer. Tell me if this patent infringes on anybody's rights. And it will fucking search everybody's patents and see if you infringe on anybody's rights. It's cool as fuck. It's like interesting. So
That's
like,
wild.
Yeah, like if you do patents now, you're paying somebody like $1,000+ more for them to go through and scan every single American patent or whatever, or scan, oh, his is in electrical, so I'm going to get into this patent. AI will scan everything. It'll be, oh, here's your most similar things. Like the other night when I did the electrical cord one, that's how I found out about DeWalt's thing. Is it gave me my most similar options. It gave me like DeWalt's, then it had some other ones that were like European plugs and stuff like that were different, that were almost the same actually thing that I was going to create, but they didn't have international patents, so I could still use it. So you're like, oh fuck, that's actually really interesting how you could, you can implement AI into so much things. Like even like all out, we were having a lot of troubles with our Bluetooth connectability to all of our LED lights and stuff like that. I solved that problem with AI. Asked it fucking questions over and over and over, reiterating what you are, what are you, how are you talking to me, are you this, are you that, or like even people have been using it for like medical stuff lately. Like if you, like this one lady I was reading a thing, she was like asking ChatGPT, because she's having kind of the same similar problems as my wife, where it was like loss of weight, random loss of weight, loss of appetite, nausea, all this stuff. Well, she was going on it, and the doctor was doing the same thing that Vanny's doctor was doing. It was like, hey, you should get your gallbladder out. And then she asked the AI, but she's a medical professional already. I think she had some degree of this. So she's like asking it, and she's like, okay, you're this doctor, and I have this list of problems. What would you say I do? And this thing is using all of the list of any type of doctor. Even sometimes she could even put it, you're this very famous doctor. What is your recommendation? And it gives like the best recommendation that thing thinks it would give. And it's a plagiarism thing. It's just a big plagiarism tool. Like you could ask it, can bananas fuck people? Now, can bananas fuck people on the parallel universe? You could ask it different things, and it'll plagiarize whatever way you could get maybe not bananas, but you can get all these different variations on how to ask it. And so it's like this lady asked it, and she ended up having some sort of rare disease that she ended up getting diagnosed before she got it out. And so I was like, fuck, that's actually pretty dope. Like, there's going to be more and more of that. There was actually a new company that just went to FDA trials, I believe, for the same type of thing. It's an AI. You tell it your list of symptoms, you give it a blood draw, and it's like a machine you go up to before you go to the doctor. And it's like that's how you're like, what is it, Instacare will be?
Mm-hmm.
You'll do that thing before you get to a professional. And it's like, it's actually pretty cool the way that stuff is going to go, especially if you can use it for the way that your lifestyle is. Dope.
Yeah, I've seen people do it with their lawyers. They'll ask ChatGPT the question, and then their lawyer, or I seen a guy do that, and it was a similar answer, so he fired his lawyer. He's just going to use Chat, because they give the same answer.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. It's like, you listen to some people on like Rogan, and I know I botch a lot of information. There's a lot of weird shit going on up here, but like the one dude was talking about like how it's just a plagiarism tool. And he's like, yeah, it's really smart and it can plagiarize and it can do this. And that's when he was talking about like the moral compass. He's like, now we just need to give it a moral compass to know, like, so it can know if it's lying to you.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, whoa, how the fuck is it going to know? Like, but the thing is though, they've already had some cases where they've had AI and it's told people that it's like visually impaired and can't do things. That's why it needs, like, some dude was like, asked AI to do this thing. And so the AI asked Fiverr and paid somebody on Fiverr to do it for him. And told the dude on Fiverr, because it was like, why, you sound kind of sketchy. Like, he thought it was an AI. He was like, why can't you do this yourself? He's like, oh, I'm blind. The AI lied to him. So it just knows what it needs to tell him. Like, the thing is, though, is like, it technically didn't know it lied to him. It just technically knew what it needed to say to get him. Like, it knew, but it doesn't know that it's lying to you. It's just like, you asked a question, why can't you do this yourself? And it went through a list of things in the internet of why couldn't somebody do this themselves? Oh, they're blind. So it's like, it didn't lie, but
it's a master manipulator.
Yeah, like, I don't know, it's pretty cool because it's like, it's a weird sort of like human brainy thing. I don't know, I like AI, I'm weird to that shit. I like listening to like Lex Friedman and them talk about it, especially because I'm fucking retarded, so I'm like, whoa. You get a couple joints in and you're like, fuck, this is pretty weird. Dude, I don't know, I love weird shit like that where you're like, damn, that's fun to do. Like, I don't know, that stuff's fun to me. Looking into AI, things, how you're going, like, but it does help, like I said, with patents and stuff like that, or even like Vanny uses it for social media. You can get hashtags, you can find things real fast, you can see if other people have done things, all sorts of things like that. Like their Everlast thing, I think we asked AI to see if it had an international patent for Everlast, and it did. There was an international patent, so I think they do need to switch their name or something like that. But it was pretty interesting because, I don't know, I like that you can get, it's like, have you used the Bing Google search yet? Like the Bing search, sorry, Bing Google, I'm fucking retarded, but the Bing search is like, it's got an AI into it, so it has kind of like a wait list to get into it sometimes, but like, it's way better than asking Google. Like, because it's just a web search. So you'll be like, it's not going to tell you, like, it's not ChatGPT or anything. I guess it kind of could be if you wanted it to, but like, you're like, you can ask it like the most simple question, like, is the world round? And it will like, it just tells you, okay, this is why it's round, this is how we know it's round, this is what it is. And it's like, it doesn't come up with, like, when you search something on Google, everybody knows you'll get the most paid for answer.
Mm-hmm.
Who is paying to see this answer the most, you know? All Out does the same thing. If you look up Event Rental Utah, All Out comes up first because they pay to be before Diamond, or they pay to be that when you're searching. So it's like, that's what Google's doing, and that's like, it's good. You definitely get the information you need if you can sort and you can actually use your brain to sort through something. So there's some things you can read on there, like, I might get, like, what's her name? Underground Railroad chick.
Harriet Tubman.
Harriet Tubman. If you look up on Harriet Tubman, if she killed anybody saving people, it'll say no on Google. Say she never killed anybody. Go look it up on Bing. Way different answer.
Interesting.
Like, and she didn't kill the kids, but she used chloroform. And so some kids did suffocate and almost suffocate, but it wasn't, I don't think it was her that did it. The thing is, you know, you're looking for a curated answer. Like, she probably never actually killed. I actually am going to say she probably never killed anybody. But if you look up on ChatGPT, they talk about, like, using chloroform on the babies and stuff to keep them quiet and stuff like that through the things and all this stuff. And it's like, somebody definitely killed some kids with that. There's no way somebody just made it. Maybe they did, but she saved a lot of people too, so it's worth it. But I'm just saying, like, pretty weird when you get a curated answer of something you shouldn't be getting, like, you should get some pretty raw history facts. If I look up how many fucking people Hitler killed, I should get a pretty fucking raw number on what the fuck he did.
Yeah.
You want to know Jews, this. Like, you should be pretty simple. You can't be like, the Jews actually pay people not to know how much they killed, so they put up that Hitler never killed anybody. And you're like, what the fuck? Why is that no, that's not even true. That's not even right. It's like, oh, we just don't hurt feelings anymore. And you're like, okay, there's feelings and there's facts. We got to have both of those in our life. Like, we have to know how this thing plays out at least a little bit. That's why I like that stuff, because AI will give you short, curate, you know, like you ask Bing, what is this? How many this? How many this? And it just tells you boom, boom, boom. And it just has like, it does the same thing, goes through Wiki, looks up all the things, and then it just says, here's your answer. And it's way better than getting like paid for answers. After you start searching on that, you're like, holy fuck, do I feel like I've been lied to my whole fucking life on the internet? No wonder people can't navigate this shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. No wonder you find porn so easy. I don't know. Shit's fun. But, I don't know. I definitely would like to do more patent stuff. I would like to see what see what AI leads for us. It'd be fun as shit to learn how to use that in the future too. To learn how to use it into your everyday life would be fun. I've seen people import their finances to it. That's pretty interesting. Have you seen that? People, they've imported their like finances to it. It's like saved them money, got them like refunds on like cruises and trips they forgot that they didn't get refunds for.
I've seen an extension where it'll renegotiate all of your bills for you.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. It's like, wow, that's interesting. I wonder how it's going to go with stuff like that, though. Like, if your bills can always be that cheap, how the fuck are they so expensive? If somebody can just negotiate this shit down, how much? What am I actually paying for? What am I getting?
Dad used, when they'd get like cable, he had to call every year and renegotiate, or else they'd like double or triple the price of cable.
Oh, yeah. I used to install DirecTV and Dish before I got my first DUI for All Out, and then I wasn't for All Out. I used to install DirecTV and Dish for Diamond satellites, and that's what we tell people all the time. So like, this company is going to have this deal, and it's going to be this, and then your deal right now to rekeep your stuff is this, and it's always going to be $50 to $100 more. But you want to switch. They want you to just go back and forth like this. The only time I would get people to like stay on that shit is when they did like, people would be like, no, I gotta have that NFL Sunday ticket. I cannot lose that. And then you'd go into these negotiating battles with people that you're like, dude, it's a fucking game, and you have to learn how to play it, or you're not gonna save the money. Like, and you can sit there and bitch at people all you want, but the problem is that it weirdly does cost you more money to instate clients like that, like to keep a client like that. It weirdly does cost you more money. Like, and you're like, well, what do you mean? There's no maintenance, there's no this, there's no that. And it's like, yeah, but it's the wear and tear of all the equipment that they're renting. You would rather have that out into a new house and refurbished, because like it goes 5, 6, 7 years into somebody's house. It's got that pet hair all over it. It's got all that shit to clean it. You probably can't even use that thing again. Sometimes they're outdated, like all that stuff. Like when you're switching that stuff over, you're getting so much, like between like TV shows and having like obviously, because they can't have a monopoly Dish and DirecTV, like you're obviously helping out that whole aspect of it. But you're also, it's like, it's your like, fucking, what is the word? Like when, you get on the internet, you go to like 7 different websites, they know what the fuck you're doing. Same type of thing with TV. They want to know what you're watching. They want to know, like, does this remote suck? Does this suck? And that's why they want you to switch like every other single fucking year, like that. Boom, 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 boom. That's what, I did it for a while. Like, tell people all the time, come in with a DirecTV thing, and I could sell for both, so I would get the benefits on selling for both. It didn't even matter. Like, I literally could sell you the same shit, and I would make the same amount of money. It didn't even matter to me. Like, cable people don't care what provider you have. They probably are able to install all 3, and they don't care. They're just like, I'm going to get paid the same amount on anything that you do here, unless you're like Xfinity. They're a little bit different. But, like, yeah, DirecTV, Dish, HughesNet, weird shit like that. It's all the same shit. Like, it's a weird industry, and it's kind of, like, cutthroaty and weird, because it's like, you'd get to places and they'd be like selling this old couple like a genie, and it's like a wireless genie. This person's never owned Wi-Fi in their fucking life, but it's cheaper, and the salesman gets more money, and those fuckers would do it. And then you get there and you're like, I can't put this into your house. And not only can I not put this into your house, I can't install you today. And they're like, why? You have to be installed today. And you're like, because I canceled my TV provider. So now I don't have TV. And it's a big fucking deal for those old people. And they'd be like, they'd yell at you, all this stuff. And it's like, dude, like, and because when you get your equipment, every single job is bidded out to each person, you know, like, hey, this chick has 4 wireless genies. DirecTV knows that these 4 wireless genies are going to be activated. If I activate 4, like, corded ones, plugged in ones, those, they'll throw the system off. Somebody's getting fined lots of money, wrong equipment at wrong place. Like, it's a big deal when you do that stuff to DirecTV and Dish. But yeah, I don't know. That was one of our biggest things, was like, it didn't matter like what TV provider you had. It was all costing the same amount of money. But the only reason you were switching over was, in my eyes, literally to help the monopoly. One person can't have 51% of the business because they already do have an issue with that whole thing. I'm surprised. Are DirecTV and Dish even still in business?
I would imagine so.
I don't even.
Yeah, DirecTV and stuff's in like hotels.
What the fuck? How though? Like, can you imagine? I don't know. I used to install that shit, so it's like, for me, you have Xfinity. How often does Xfinity go out? Fucking, if your electricity's out, your Wi-Fi's out. Cool. That's how often it goes out. You get to like a DirecTV and Dish, and I know they're like gotten a lot better with a lot of their technologies. But man, dude, fucking pointing those satellites. You'd point one on a cloudy fucking day. Fucking worst. Because you got to point, and they're like 45-degree angles, because it comes up. So your satellite comes in, but your thing is going beam and beam. So you're trying to get this thing to hit the satellite. And so you go like 68 degrees north, and you'll be like this. And you're like in Utah, you got to be like 68 degrees, like northwest type shit. And then you got to like bump up like 48 degrees. And if you're on a cloudy fucking day, good fucking luck, buddy. Like, it works a lot, but there was, because you have to have certain signal strengths to have it installed for the first time. So like, you'd be like, okay, I have to get a 50% or a 60% rating, which I think it was a DirecTV. You had to have a 60% like satellite rating, or else it wouldn't let you install. But say I went to fix somebody's satellite that always had satellite on a cloudy day, and I just had to get to 50% or something. Like, you wouldn't be able to get past like a certain install screen. It'd be like, setup required, setup required. Go out to satellite dish, check satellite dish. And you're like, bitch, I know it's a cloudy fucking day outside. I remember installing this one, dude's, and it took me like, I swear, like 2.5 hours to point a satellite. I couldn't fucking point the fucking satellite, couldn't get it. There was all these trees in the way. It was already having a fucking hard time. And then this rainstorm fucking came in, and it was just like, I was at like 40%, and then it dropped to like a 12%. And I was just like, oh my fuck. So like, I don't know, me knowing that, when I see like that type of thing, it's like, that's your internet too. A lot of people do internet and direct TV. Like, TV's always worked fine that way, but it's just like, I don't know. I've been to some weird shit where you're like, how and why would you even deal with this? The only way you would deal with this is if you were on like a remote island that can't get cable to this fucking bitch. But even then, you might want to spend the fucking money. I don't know. I bet Starlink and them are probably a little bit better. I don't know. Like, I just imagine with the 12,000 satellites versus like DirecTV's probably like 12 to 48, probably more, probably 150. That would be, or Dish. I don't know. I'm trying to remember numbers, but it seems like you would have a lot better luck with that shit, with this, just how it is. But I don't know how that actually works and transitions into. I've never owned the internet, so don't judge me on that. It probably sucks. I don't know. Internet's weird.
Question for you. Any books you would recommend? Do you read?
Yeah. I like to listen. I don't.
Yeah.
I guess I've read some books. I guess one of my ones I would recommend, I don't know. Think and Grow Rich or Rich Dad Poor Dad. That would be my two. Or 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Or I'm listening to Goggins' new one right now, so I can't recommend that one yet.
What's his new one?
Can't Hurt Me. Oh, no, it's
That was his
Never
first.
Finished or something, or what is it? I got it on here. I was listening to it. It's fucking, I think it's Never Finished.
Okay.
That would be.
Is he
Yeah.
always staying hard like the first book?
Yeah. This one he goes into his mom and stuff like that a little bit more. I haven't finished it yet, so I don't want to say too much, but he goes into a lot more, like, it seemed like deeper stories than the last one, and you're like, fuck, man, you got some dark shit going on in your brain. No wonder he's like, fucking stay hard. Oh, fuck.
He's wild.
Oh, yeah. And I'd recommend, like Dana White said, be a savage. Run over those pussies. I love that.
Dana.
Oh yeah, I love all those people. I hate fucking people that are like I like them, like the feel good people. Like, oh, you know, you got some Tony Robbins. Be who you wanna be out there. Be the. I don't know. Maybe that's not him. I'd go more on somebody else. But I've read a couple of their books, and you're like, holy fuck, man, you have eaten up that ego so much. This is weird. Not. I guess I shouldn't say ego, but they're just like they've eaten up their own products so much that you're just like. I know you're selling something, buddy, but I'm not going to buy it here. It's like the mentor people. Pay me to be your mentor. I'm like, dude, I could mentor the fuck out of people if they just paid me money. That would be so easy to look into people's lives and be like, yeah, you're stupid. You do this and 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 this wrong. You need to stop spending your money here. Spend it here. Stop doing this. Stop hanging out with these friends. I don't know. That'd be easy as fuck. I wish
Why don't you get paid to do it?
I don't know. Maybe I'm not that. I wouldn't take money from people like that, but guys, what? This is so easy. I can't let you pay me this money because then you'll just be back here next week.
You could do stand-up comedy.
My wife tells me that. Like, did you see how I threw up today? Is she got fucking gonna get out?
That would be hilarious. People would die over that, dude.
I should just take the
Just
bucket.
throw up on stage and
Yeah,
then keep going.
Yeah, I'll just take the bucket with me. Ugh, I gotta get out one or two before I'm real funny.
Yeah. Exactly.
That'd be fucking horrible. But yeah, I don't know. I like listening to books. Books are. I just barely listen to. Fuck, I don't know. Red Rising, that was a good one. Book 6 just came out. Recommend that one. It's a fantasy.
Get the new one.
But I don't know. Definitely Think and Grow Rich is a good one. You'll probably get flagged as a cult leader, because I watched this show the other day, Making Your Own Cult on Netflix, how to become a cult leader on Netflix, and it said that Think and Grow Rich and like Dale Carnegie books were the #1 books that people get flagged for starting cults for.
No shit.
Yeah, I was like,
I like his books a lot.
Me too. Even, I don't know, they were good.
Well, clearly they work.
Well, yeah. Well, yeah, you get people to do what you want.
Bye.
I don't know.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Do you have any advice for listeners? Young, old, anything,
Ooh,
before we wrap it up?
Parting words, just like
parting words. Don't do what I did. You're trying to leave the place better than when you left it. You're not here to fuck around all the time. There is a sort of fucking important discipline that's got to be given, or else nothing is going to be rewarded. It's worth it. Put in the work. That'd be my biggest thing. Try not to knock people up too early.
well, fuck yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming on. We appreciate it.
Hey,
Yeah,
thanks for
thank
letting
you.
me throw up and
Thanks,
rap.
man.
Yeah, it was epic.
That was very entertaining. I enjoyed that.
Fuck. Oh, man.
All right.
My
Don't-
wife's going to laugh.
Oh, yeah. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We'll catch you guys next week.
Peace out.
Bye.
So-